What's this? Managing moderators can support your channel even more ways. Introducing managing moderators. These users have the same capabilities as standard moderators, but in addition, they can manage blocked words. I don't really. That's for fags. And change chat modes in live. Um, who gives a shit? Quite frankly, who gives a fuck about any of that? Oh, we gotta block words. The blocked words. The blocked words. Don't say that. Man, if I gotta, I'm gonna wait till people get in here. We're gonna talk about goddamn Elon Musk and the fucking goofy party I mean, the shit I'm seeing is insane. It's so fucking retarded, bro. These people are retarded, bro. Junie hasn't responded to me in 3 days because I think even he's starting to realize it's a fucking joke. It's a shit show. Like, what can he even say? His party is a laughing stock. I don't blame him for going silent. I don't. It's about time, I say, because my God, the shit I'm seeing last couple of days is so embarrassing. But another thing I'm seeing before I get to that is, black people, you got to stop crying about everything. I'm telling you, God damn. Black people crying about Samoans saying the N-word. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? I mean, they're close enough, right? I thought they're all people of color. I don't understand. But I tell you this. Just hush about it. And another thing that's even more, maybe I can understand the N-word, although I can't understand you being upset that a Samoan guy said it. Ain't he close enough? I don't know. But the word boy, I mean, Jesus Christ. Get a grip on all this stuff. The crying on social media. Don't you understand? Nobody cares. Don't you understand where the country's at right now? The country's at a place where it's so tired of listening to this crying. I told you this would happen too if you elected Joe Biden. This is a direct result of electing Joe Biden. I hope you realize that. And I'll explain it to you since you're too goddamn dumb and probably understand it. When you elected Joe Biden, first of all, you did COVID shit, which was just annoying and just what the fuck were you doing? And then right after that, you put Joe Biden in. And you became insufferable and annoying, and the gas went up, and the food went up, and all this shit started happening. And you kept gaslighting people about, they keep trying to say, what did Trump say the other day? He called the Prime Minister of Japan, he called him Mr. Japan. And they said, this is just like Biden. What do you mean just like Biden? What do you mean? You told me Biden was fine. Now you're saying this is like Biden. No. That's nothing like Biden. You don't get to say nothing about Trump's mental state. Don't you realize that? Because you gaslit about Biden for 4. You got to shut the fuck up. You can't turn around and suddenly be concerned about the mental condition of the president when you spent 4 years just ignoring everything. You saw Joe Biden bumbling around, falling down the stairs, slurring his words, calling Lazinski Putin, all kinds of shit you saw. And you didn't give a shit. You said, what's the big fucking deal? I see them bitching about gas price. They keep trying to tell me gas is way up. What are you talking about? Gas is like $2.70 or some shit right now. What do you mean it's way up? Joe Biden had the shit at $5 a gallon. At the national average. He has the record. Look it up your fucking self. He has the record of all time highest gas prices. Of all fucking time. Through the history of the country. It's never been higher than Joe Biden. Ever. Nobody even comes close to the failure of Joe Biden when it comes to gas prices. And the some bitch had to start. He had to go into the emergency vault. The vault where we keep the emergency oil. Just in case some shit happens. And he's like, God damn it, give me some of that. Just to get the prices down, he had to go into the vault. Because they're retard. Of course, it wasn't even him running it. It was auto pen. You can't even really blame. Joe wasn't running nothing. Joe slept all day. The most puppet president you've ever had ever. You voted for that. And you ruined everybody's life. You made life so much harder and more expensive for everybody. And now nobody wants to hear you, motherfucker, say a word. You gaslit the whole time about it. Now you want to come out and you want to say, look at the price of the McChicken. What happened? You happened. This dumb motherfucker Junie the other day asked me, he said, who made you think illegal aliens vote? And I thought that was a retarded question to ask, because the answer to that question is you. You. Look in the mirror at yourself, retard. You did it. You made me think these things. Because when I said, maybe you should have an ID to vote. I mean, I had to show my ID when I voted. So why don't you have to do that in every state? And what's the big deal? American citizens have IDs. Don't you buy alcohol? Don't you buy, maybe you buy cigarettes? There's all kinds of video games you might, there's all kinds of things you get carded for. So you telling me you don't have an ID? Please. You can't even drive a fucking car without one. They pull you over, they're going to ask for it. You don't have it, what do you think? Go ahead. But every time I brought it up, that there should just be voter ID law. What's the big deal? You have to have a voter ID to vote. You have to have an ID. You have to prove you're an American citizen to vote. And he was all bent out of shape about, we can't do that. We can't do it. Because illegals vote, and you know they vote, and you don't want a law passed to stop those votes, because those votes help the party you support. I get it. I understand you're a shady cocksucker, and you'll cheat to win. You don't give a fuck. But then don't turn around and be surprised that people think this. Don't turn around and be surprised that people think you cheated in 2020. Of course they think that, because you motherfuckers lie and cheat all the time. That's your go-to move, to lie and cheat and kill people. That's your move. When all else fails, you try to kill. And then you celebrate the killing. You be like, oh, the guy that shot the CEO. Oh, it's so fucking great. Oh, my God. Well, these healthcare companies are denying I mean, I see people in real life justifying it. I know people I've talked to in real life look at me and say, well, you know, they were denying healthcare treatments and stuff. That don't mean you get to walk up to the motherfucker in the street and shoot him in the back of the head. This is not difficult, retard. But you all have lost your goddamn minds. You've lost your minds. And by the way, I don't even know why you're so miserable. I look at some of you. And I don't even understand. How broke can you be? You got your fucking hair dyed blue. You got money for hair dye. You got money to fucking tattoo yourself from top to fucking bottom. You got money for drugs that you're doing. I don't get why you're so fucking miserable and act like you're so fucking broke where you can't afford to fucking get a surgery. Just die then. Like everybody else fucking does. We don't go out in the street and murder someone. We just die. We die. Like civilized people, we just die. You go kill someone. And what does that do? Nothing. Doesn't do anything. They're still not going to give grandmama health care. They're not going to give it to her. You can kill everybody you want. They're not going to do it. You know what they're going to do? Lock you motherfuckers up. Make it harder for you to do this and that. That's what they're going to do. They're not just going to roll over and go, fine, we'll pay for it. They're not going to do that. If you really, now, this would require you to grow a fucking spine, which I know none of you have, but if you really wanted to stick it to the healthcare industry, you would cancel your fucking healthcare tomorrow, and none of you would have it, and they'd all go fucking bankrupt. And you say, well, Smokey, I can't do that. I need it. Need it for what? Explain to me why you need something that when you're going to actually need it, they're going to deny you anyway. That's what you tell me. You tell me when you actually need the shit for some life-saving care that they're going to deny it. So why fucking pay for it? This doesn't make sense to me. Why keep paying for it? Why not just cancel the healthcare fucking plan and be fucking done with it? Fuck it. Fuck it all. And then they'll all go bankrupt and collapse. And you won't have to shoot the CEO. He'll shoot himself. He'll shoot himself. That's like, oh my God, he'll shoot himself. You don't even have to do it. Fascinating. But you don't have spines. You're all fucking cowards. You're all liars, by the way. I don't buy into any of your shit. Your horse shit. A lot of the diseases you end up getting, you did it to yourself. You smoked, you drunk, you did whatever the fuck you did, and that's fine. Live your life. But don't cry about it when it comes time to pay the price. Just die. Have some decency and die. You're fucking 400 pounds and you're like, who's going to pay for my health care? The taxpayer should pay for it. Brr. No. You are 400 pounds. You won't stop eating. Die and hush. Have some decency. You've done it to yourself. Now die. Don't cry and act like everybody else got to hold your fucking hand and save you from yourself. You did it to yourself. A lot of these people that are crying about the health care, they live horrible lives. They smoke, they drink, they eat like shit. They don't, and I do too, but who gives a fuck? I'm not sitting here, I'm not telling you to pay for my fucking doctor bill, am I? I'm not saying, the government has to pay for me because of my choices. Grow the fuck up, you losers. You pathetic losers. And speaking of losers, this Elon Musk thing is the biggest joke I've ever seen in my life. With this party he's created, the America Party. The biggest joke I've ever seen in my goddamn life. By the way, no one's reading your comments. The phone's way over there. Can't even see it. Blind in one eye. Can't even read it. It's just a blur scrolling up and down the screen. Don't you realize that? But I guarantee you some of you are typing away. Typing away, begging for attention. I see you getting muted. You're begging. I can't even read this shit. Don't you understand, retard fuck? Don't you understand, retard fuck, that I'm too far away? I can't read. I can't make out what it says. Don't you understand? Just listen to someone smarter than you, that knows more about it than you. Someone that lives in reality. You are not owed anything. Don't you understand? You are not owed health care. You are not owed anything. Anything. Nobody owes you any goddamn thing. Nobody in this fucking country owes you anything. Nobody in this world owes you anything. They don't owe you anything. And you don't get to go murder people because you don't get it. Well, I'm sick and I need medicine. Well, no one will give it to me. I'll kill everybody. That's not how life works. Grow up. If you want to stick it to the healthcare industry, stop paying for the healthcare. Because it don't even make sense. If it doesn't ever get you, you're like, I can't use it. They deny me. Then why are you paying for it? This is what I don't understand. I keep hearing this. The healthcare, when you really need it, they deny you every single time. My grandmama, my grandpapa, he died. My father, he had cancer and they wouldn't drink. I hear these stories all the time. Why does everybody keep paying for this? Why do you keep giving these companies your money when they're not going to do what they're supposed to do when you actually need the shit you've been paying for? Instead of shooting the CEO, why not just bankrupt the company? And then healthcare industries are going to start looking and going, well, if we keep denying the coverage when people need it, they're not going to pay for it. We ain't going to have no fucking anything. There ain't going to be shit. There ain't going to be no money coming in. But once again, that would require you to quit being a bitch and actually do something besides stand in the street with a sign or block the car or shoot the guy. That would require you to actually stand on principle, stand on business, and say, fuck it. And I don't even know why. To me, there's nothing to lose here, because if they're going to deny the service anyway, what are you paying for? I don't get you people. I've never understood you. Just like I don't understand the credit cards. I don't understand all this shit y'all do. And you get yourself so fucked. You get yourself in such a mess that you can't get out of it. And then you shoot yourself. You can't get out of it. You're in such debt, you can't get the fuck out of it. You'll say, I've been paying for health care for 30 years and I got cancer and they denied my coverage. Why would anyone ever buy health care ever again after hearing some shit like that? What are we paying for? By the way, y'all go to the doctor too much anyway. Stop going to the doctor every fucking 5 seconds. Every time you feel a little bad, you at the doctor. Getting a pill or something. You know, last time I went to the doctor, I can't even remember. I really can't even fucking remember. Last time I went to a doctor. Who gives a shit? Who cares? Motherfuckers are fighting so hard not to die. You're going to die. I know you want to live this myth that you're going to live forever if you just eat the right food. No, you're going to die. And I know people that have smoked all their life and they died at 90. They died at 100. I know motherfuckers like that. Smoked, drunk, ate like shit, 90 years old, died. My grandmother was 100 fucking years old, and I remember she used to smoke. She used to fucking eat like shit. Who cares? He was 100 years old and she died. You're just gonna die. All that shit y'all do, all that going to the doctor for 5 minutes, getting your health care, all that shit, none of that shit gonna save you. None of these people can save you. You can only save yourself. It's the only thing you can do. You so worried about health care, you won't even go to the fucking gym, paying $10 a month to the gym to get in shape. And that's the best thing you do for your health. But you ain't gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. So quit crying how you need health care. You need free health care. Why y'all so sick all the time? I can't even remember last time I was sick. I missed 3 days of work since I've been there. And I've been there a year, and I've missed 3 fucking days. And each of those days I was sick. That's it. Why y'all so sick all the time when you need health care? Oh my God, I need health care. Oh my God, I'm so fucked up. What is going on? All I hear all the time, everybody crying, oh, we gotta have health care. We gotta have health care. What? For what? What is going on with you? What are you doing to yourselves? Hell, I smoke and shit, I feel fine. And if I started to feel like shit, I'd just quit smoking. I wouldn't beg the taxpayer to give me money. I would say, well, maybe it's time to quit smoking this shit. Maybe that's the time. I used to drink a lot of soda, and then it started making me feel bad, so I cut back on drinking a shit ton of it. What's so hard about this? No, you want to drink, and you want to smoke, you want to fuck yourself up for years, and then you want everybody to come save you. And if they won't come save you, shoot them in the head. What's wrong with you people? Die like a civilized person. Because I'm tired of listening to y'all cry about literally everything. The government has to give you health care. The government has to give you a fucking house, a car, food stamps so you don't have to pay for food. Money too, then you need cash too. I seen some shit the other day this woman was talking about in Washington State. They got a bill they're about to pass. They're going to start giving people free drugs. I shit you not, free fucking drugs. You go down to the place and they inject you with the drugs. You say, I want some heroin, they inject you. We don't want people overdosing, right? So this is how we stop the overdosing. You come down here and the government will inject you with the heroin. And the doctors will be standing there and they'll be watching. Everything will be fine. Look this shit up. And I believe it too because it's Washington. Like it's a shit. I mean, look at Portland. Remember when we used to watch on the stream like every night those people in Portland are like attacking that fucking federal building, and it went on for fucking like a month or two. Every night. Remember they in Seattle they took over part of the city and turned it into another city or was some weird shit. These people are losers. Imagine seeing these losers and wanting. This is what I don't understand about people like Junie. Imagine seeing all these losers participating in all this loser behavior and wanting to be part of this, wanting to be with these people. Kazakhstan had a video. It was a bunch of people. It was a bunch of husbands, and the wife was filming it, and they all came out with the Donald Trump floaty around their waist. Donald Trump floaty, jump in the pool. Got Trump's head on it or something. And the YMCA is playing, and everyone's having fun. And Ed Kazakhstan, this is so funny to me. Ed Kazakhstan or Brian, one of these faggots, one of the faggot Kazakhstans, they seen this video and said, this is a cult. Like, they seen this video and was like, who would want to be there? Who would want to be at this party with the swimming pool and everybody's drinking, having a good time, they're barbecuing, people coming out with, they got Donald Trump, everybody's got a Donald Trump floaty thing, and they're jumping in the pool and everybody's having a good time. And Kazakhstan is like, this is horrible. This is a cult. What is this? But then when Kazakhstan sees a guy burning a car in the middle of the street, he's like, oh, it's so awesome. It's so cool. They were showing the pictures of this, and the liberals was like, this is so fucking badass. Not when you're a grown man, it's not. Now, everyone that thought these images of burning cars was badass, congratulations, you are a child. You think like a little kid. No grown-ass man sees a bunch of violent lunatics in the street damaging property and causing chaos and thinks, fucking awesome. We think, oh, fuck. Well, I'm glad it's not happening around where I live. Because when the violent lunatics come and try to come in your house, it's not the women that we got to fight them. We got to deal with them. So when you're a grown man, it's just like when you see war and you see things escalating and getting out of control and you see all these faggot liberals, oh, we got to support Ukraine and stand with Ukraine and and you're like, this is, I don't know, because I have to fight this. If you keep letting this spiral out of control, then I got to go fight it because I'm a man. And I know you think that you don't have to because you're a liberal or whatever, and other men will have to go, but no, you'll have to go too, retard fuck. Of course, they wanted to go to war with Russia, but they were worried about they weren't worried about Iran. Oh, we'll slap Russia around, but Iran, oh my God, the boogeyman. And if you just do some simple research, you'll see that Russia has a far bigger military than Iran. Russia has nuclear weapons. Russia has all those things. If we had to pick a country to go to war with, it certainly wouldn't be fucking Russia over Iran. Of course, if you had any sense in your head at all, you would know that Donald Trump was never going to put boots on the ground. That was never going to happen. That was a fantasy you all went on. You did it for days and days. You were hysterical like lunatics. And now you realize how stupid you looked. And I told you we wouldn't be talking about this next month. And we're not. We're not talking about Iran. Nobody gives a shit. Just like I said. Just like I said would happen. But people still want to argue with me. Still want to lecture me like they know more than me. You don't know more than me. You don't know shit. That's why you're always trying to tell me I'm wrong. Because you don't know nothing. You're just like Junie in the DMs. Dumb as fuck. Don't know nothing. Junie was arguing with me about January 6th because he can't let it go. He can't accept that he's wrong about that too. And he's like, Donald Trump never ordered the National Guard to be there. That's a lie. That's a lie. And I pulled up the documentation and showed it to him. Where here it is right here where you have Mark Milley and other people on record, not anonymous sources. This is on record. People with their names next to it saying, and these are people that don't like Donald Trump, by the way. They don't like him, but they told the truth. Donald Trump wanted the National Guard there. They didn't want it. They thought it was a bad look. And Donald Trump was worried about violence breaking out. So, and of course I showed Junie that, and he said, I'll read it. Never got back to me. But he already knows the truth. See, these liberals, they already know. They're just liars. They're not even liberals. They're communists. They're all communists. They all love communism. But they know communism doesn't work in this country, and they know it can't win. That's why when you call them communists, they get, oh, no, I'm not a communist. I'm a democratic socialist. No, you're a communist. You're a retard communist. You think communism works. It doesn't work. It's been tried all over the world. Always leads to failure, mass death, starvation. It does not work. And this country does not want to be communist. Get a fucking grip. See, that's why when these fucking retards like Ian Malcolm's another guy. He's another guy that thinks he's so goddamn smart, but he's not. See, I'm smart enough to know I'm dumb. Ian Malcolm is not smart enough to realize that. He's at the level of intelligence that a lot of people are where he thinks he's so goddamn smart, but he's not. You get to a certain level, you're smart enough to know, I don't know shit, so I got to look into things. I got to really think about things. But some of you are, you're right in that area where you just think you figured everything out. You're so goddamn smart. You don't even question yourself. Ian Malcolm's like, if the Democrats would get more progressive, if they push more progressive ideas, that's what's causing them to lose, Ian. Ugh. Do you not understand that all that shit? Well, only the economic ideas. Oh, God. The economic ideas suck. They suck. They don't work. They'll fuck our country up and fuck our lives up. We don't want to live like that. Now, I know you're a nitwit retard who thinks communism works and socialism works and all these things work, and this country over here is, no, it's not. It's not socialist. Yes, it is. A liberal told me. You don't know anything. You don't know. The only thing you seem to know about is fucking Israel. God, you know so much about Israel, but everything else you're kind of clueless on. Especially on political analysis. I mean, this is the same guy that told us a few years ago that Texas was going to turn blue. Oh, Texas is going to be blue. It's definitely not going to happen now because all your illegal voters are getting deported. And here's what you're really sweating about if you're a Democrat. What you're really sweating about is that midterm election. And you're thinking about, are we going to see a dramatic decrease in votes for the Democratic Party? Because if we do, because 1 million self-deported, Jacob Larson likes to go, there's no evidence for that. There's no evidence for that. Nobody's self-deported. Oh, no, I promise you a lot of people self-deported because the liberal media is telling the public that people are getting thrown out of planes over the ocean. Do you understand? And it's brilliant, by the way. It's absolutely brilliant that Donald Trump and his administration has mind-fucked you retards into doing the work for us. You're making these idiots leave. You're telling them all this crazy shit, and they believe it, and I'm glad they do. Leave. Yes, we're throwing you out of planes over the ocean. Yes, we're building camps. Yes, get out of our country. Go home. Go home to your country. You're not going to live here anymore and work and send the money home and use us. Because that's all these people are doing. They're even the people that you hear, oh, he wants to come over here and live a better life. No. He wants to come over here, work, send the money home, and then leave. I was listening to this podcast the other day where they were talking about this, where these people come, all these people come here. They're here for a few years, and then they're gone. They make a bunch of money, and they go live back in their country because the money goes way further in their country. So they take it all back over there, and they retire. Some dude was talking about a guy, he's like fucking 30-something years old. He's retired. He came to America, worked in his 20s, made a bunch of money, sent it home, left. Took all that money from this country and left, went home. Retired. As you slave away till you're fucking 70 years old. Because they've sold you out. And you're too stupid to realize it. I don't want to be racist. And this has nothing to do with race. This has nothing to do with any of that. This is very simple. It has to do with how do you want to live your life in this country? Do you want this country to become like a third world slum like all these other places you see? Do you want to become like Europe? Do you want to be like Portland, Oregon? Because if you vote Democrats and you keep giving them power, that's what the whole country is going to look like. It's going to look like Los Angeles, Portland, all these dumps. And I hope that guy in New York wins too, because he will destroy that. And once again, I'll just say I told you so. How many times y'all got to learn this lesson? How many times you got to do? I tell you, don't do. I tell you, if you do that, you're going to regret it. And you do it anyway. And you regret it. You know goddamn well you regret voting for Biden. If you could go back, you would vote for Trump, and because you know in hindsight now, that was the right move. And I remember talking to Parr about this in a Discord, and he said, what are you telling me to do? Just vote for Trump? And I said, yeah, exactly. Now you're getting it. Vote for Trump. He'll serve the 4 years. He'll be gone. You won't even think about him anymore. I told him, but if you elect Biden, he's going to be such a bad president, you're probably going to end up with Trump again. I told him this back in fucking 2020. Told him this. And everything I said came true. It went exactly as I said it would. And it's so easy to predict. You elect a fucking idiot retard who can't finish a sentence, who is slurring his speech all the time. So he's not going to be the president. He's a puppet. So who's running the country? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? But they ran it right into the ground. And now you got Donald Trump. You did that to yourself. Now you got Donald Trump on steroids. Because you did it to yourself, being retarded. Because your option was Trump or Biden. You should have looked at Biden and said, God damn, I can't vote for that. And either not voted at all or voted for Trump. Biden wouldn't have won. Who knows what would have happened? But Trump wouldn't be president today, and we certainly wouldn't be seeing what we're seeing. That second term would have been nothing like it is now. You guys did that to yourself. You're so mad about it. Hell, you did it to yourself. What you're mad about? I feel like you liberals need to get to a place where you just own this. You did this. Everything that's happening now, the masked men are ripping people off the street. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to reality. And I said this many years ago. I said, if you keep letting this problem spot, because people used to laugh at me when I talk about the border. Why are you talking about the border? Who cares about the border? Now everybody gets it. Now everybody sees why I talked about the border. Because the border is a very important issue. And the longer you allow it to get worse and worse and worse, the more important it gets. Until it was the most important issue of an election. Oh, damn. Shocking. Real shocking. You created a crisis. When people are hearing the news, a girl was raped and murdered, and they say, oh, that's horrible, by an illegal alien. And they're like, oh, fuck, what the hell? And then you keep hearing about it. It keeps happening, keeps happening, keeps happening. You keep hearing stories, and every time you hear some crime committed, it's an illegal alien. Remember that woman got set on fire on the subway train in New York? That was an illegal alien. It's like, holy shit, this is nuts. You keep hearing these crazy stories, and it's like, no way it's going to be an illegal alien. It is. It always is. So when you get to that point, people are going to say, this is a problem. And when you have a crisis, when you have a massive problem, you have drastic measures that have to be taken. So the average American who voted for this is like, yeah, some people, even American citizens, might be detained for a minute until they can prove they're Americans. Then they're released. That's happened. Well, of course it's going to happen. If we want to get all these illegals out of the country, how are we going to do it? How are we going to do it? We got to check everybody's fucking ID. And you want to cry about that when you created this problem. You put us in this position where now we have to say, fuck it, just check everybody's ID. We have reached a point where we just go, fuck it. And you go, oh, what about our rights? What about our rights? Well, where was that during COVID when I was saying, what about my rights? And you had a fake problem you created out of thin air that wasn't even real. 99% chance of survival if you called it. Everybody knew it, and you kept gaslighting us that it was this major crisis, and we had to give up our freedoms and give up all our rights and let grandma die in the darkness and all this shit. And it happened, and we did it. And now, when it's about deporting illegals, it's a real problem. We can all see it. We see people getting killed. We see these things happening. Real problem. Lowering our wages, all the things, all these illegal immigration issues. It's all real. And when we go, oh, we got a crisis. Well, maybe we bend the Bill of Rights a little bit to handle this. Whoa, no. Well, wait a minute. You did it for COVID. You did it for COVID. So settle down. Don't act like you're a good person now. Don't act like you care about the Constitution and the Bill of Rights now. You didn't give a fuck about it during COVID, so I don't give a fuck what you have to say now. You have no credibility. And the only reason you're bringing up the Constitution is because you know I care about it. You don't care about it. I figured this out last year. You don't care about it. You know I care about it. You know I'm a better person than you. And that's why you use these things against me. So what I figured that out, so now I don't let it happen anymore. I don't care. You're not going to use it against me. You're not going to fuck my life up, make my life worse, make my country worse, and use my own good nature against me to do it. You're not going to do it. Fuck you, thinking you can do that. It's over. You're not doing it anymore. So, and liberals are so confused why it doesn't work anymore. They're so confused it doesn't work. They, oh my God, do you support this? Do you support that? Yes, I do. Yes, send masked men to get these illegals out. Well, why do they got to wear a mask? Because I'm smart enough to know you liberals want to kill these people. And if these ICE agents are unmasked, you will start killing them, threatening them, whatever, and that's how you'll stop the deportations. We all know the plan. We all know what you want to do. We don't give a fuck. We're not going to let you win because you brought up the Constitution that we know you don't care about. We know you don't care about that. So you don't get to bring it up. And then I go, well, I guess you're right. No, fuck you. Like I told Junie the other day, we're all playing your game now. You created this game. So now we're playing your game. We're acting. They don't like it either. They don't like when you act just like them. When you get down on their level and you say, yeah, fuck it. Fuck the Constitution. Fuck it all. Get these people out of here. What about due process? You didn't care. I've watched you liberals spit on the Constitution, spit on my rights. My whole fucking life, you've never gave a fuck. But when it's about doing something that we all voted for him to do, suddenly you want to bring all that up. Fuck you. I mean, you people are the biggest joke. And like I said, the Elon Musk thing just showcases this even more. These motherfuckers, Andrew Yang, Cuban, all these faggots, bro. All these dipshit motherfuckers. Kazakhstan. I seen them all saying they support Elon's new party. They support the party. But wait a minute. Just a few months ago, every single one of these people was calling that motherfucker a Nazi, saying he did a Nazi salute on the stage. He's a Nazi, Nazi, Nazi. But he turns on Trump. This is how you know it's all TDS, it's all Trump. These people ain't thinking about nothing. It's just hate, man. Because the moment Elon turns on Trump, they all run to Elon. They all join him. They say, oh, we love Elon, we'll join with him. Suddenly, he's not a Nazi anymore, huh? Suddenly, you want to be a part of his party. And all you've done, you know, Elon was saying, I was so popular last year. I seen a tweet of him saying, yeah, until you burned your reputation to the ground for, I don't know why, really. I don't know what the issue is. But you have turned on Trump, which shows you're just not to be trusted. Like 1 minute you say, I mean, he was sucking Trump's cock. I mean, he was, oh, if we don't vote for Trump, civilization will end. Oh my God, we won't have another election. All the shit he was saying. And then he turns on him. Just turns on him. I'm not sure why. I don't know what happened. Something we don't know about. But he turns on the guy after just fanboying. He fanboyed the fuck out of him. And then turned on him. And says, God, we need a new party. You're not going to get a new party. It's not going to work because I got news for you. The people are happy with what Trump's doing. I know that a lot of you, and there's a lot of people I like, and they're falling for this shit, where they listen to the mainstream media and they buy into these narratives that everyone hates Trump and everyone's pissed. I'm telling you right now, just like last year when I had to get on here every day and tell you, quit listening to that shit. Trump is killing it. He's going to win. Won't even be close. It'll be devastation. I said that months prior to the election. Said it every day. I'm dealing with the same thing a year later where everybody's listening to these motherfuckers lie and just going along with it. It's like nobody's learned anything. Nobody gets it. They just lie all the time. That's what they do. They're going to tell you Trump is failing. They're going to tell you, oh my God, Donald Trump is so terrible. That's what they do. The same people told you Joe Biden was a great president and he's doing a great job. The same people told you that this, you know, the Inflation Reduction Act, and they praised all that. And it was going to, you know, and inflation went up after it. These are the same people telling you, oh, this bill is so bad. This bill is so bad. And it may be, but I don't trust these people. So when they tell me the bill is bad, I just go, yeah, it must be good. Must be good because all the worst people hate it. All these clowns hate it. So hell with it. You know? And how am I going to vote for a guy and then not trust him? That don't even make sense to me. Like, I've never voted for a guy, but now that I voted for this guy, now I have this feeling in me where it's like, I gotta let this guy do his job. I can't be bitching and moaning about everything he does. I just gotta trust the guy I voted for and let the chips fall where they may. Because if I'm screaming, let this man work. If this man try to do something and then he's just every second going, all right, never mind, I won't do it, because everybody's crying like a bitch, we're never gonna know if it would have worked. We're never gonna know. I think if you vote for a motherfucker, I mean, within reason, I mean, maybe he does something crazy, like, you know, he nukes somebody or something like that, or he said, oh, we're going to institute a draft or something, but none of that happened. So unless it's some extreme example of some crazy thing, I mean, I think you just got to trust the guy you voted for and let the chips fall where they may. Or you're never going to be able to say, like, you voted for this guy and it's like the first term where, you know, I remember Trump would want to do things and then he'd backpedal because the media would cry about it. And it's like, no, I want to see the guy I voted for implement his agenda that I voted for, and whatever happens, happens. But what's the point of voting for a guy if he goes to implement the things he said he was going to do and you go, no, don't actually do that. Don't actually do it. If you vote for this fucking guy and he's like, I'm going to do all these things. We got to pass this bill. This bill's going to give me the resources. I can do all these different things. It's going to be great. If you don't trust him when he says that, why did you vote for him? I don't understand that. That's the part where all these grown men lost me. When the you know, the tariffs, the stock market, the Iran stuff. What I've just seen out of these men that voted for Trump and begged me to vote for him. They all begged me to vote for him, told me I had to vote for him this time, and I did. And those are the people that turn their backs on him first, which is weird to me. I don't understand that. And they're mad that I won't turn on him. And then a week later, 2 weeks later, I'm proven right, and I explain, I say, this is why I didn't turn, this is why I didn't say nothing, this is why I didn't act like you, because I know better not to do that now. It's not going to work well. Trump's going to win. If you ain't seen that, if you ain't figured out Trump going to win by now, you ain't been paying attention. How many times this guy got to dominate the competition before you accept it? Donald Trump will go down as a fucking American icon. He will go down as, you know, one of the greatest presidents we ever had. I seen Ron Johnson the other day calling him the most powerful president he'd ever seen. I think he's right. Anyway, I'll be back. A little beef ready. Beef. Beef. Let's see if we have any wisdom in this chat tonight. Let's see. I was telling friends, thank you for the 5. I was telling friends Trump was going to win since January of last year because of the economy alone. Yeah. People were fucking, I mean, people couldn't afford groceries. The fucking prices were, I mean, they're going down now. And people want to argue with me on that. People are stuck in a fantasy about everything. And if you doubt Trump, I'm telling you, next year going to be rough for you, because I'm telling you, it's all going to work out. He knows exactly what he's fucking doing. Let him do his job. Quit crying all the time about everything he does. Oh, God. Smokey, he cut the funding, and the hurricane or the flood waters came through and killed all these people. No, that's a lie too. That's a lie too. There was many warnings went out on the television and everywhere about the flooding. It's all documented. So I don't know why you guys are lying about this. I mean, I get it. You're desperate. You don't really have anything to hit him with anymore. You're just. But every time you tell a lie like this, you lose voters. I keep trying to explain this to you. People don't trust you already, so anything you say, they look into, and then here's another lie, and it's like, how many times are you gonna try to lie to me? It's like I was telling Junie the other day, man. How many times are you gonna try to mislead me and lie to me? You've never been able to get away with it. You've never succeeded in it. I always make a fool of you when you do it. You've been trying it for years. When are you going to change your behavior? I just don't understand. Stop trying to manipulate and mislead everybody. Stop trying to make me feel bad. You voted for a felon. Oh. If Donald Trump, Department of Justice, arrested Gavin Newsom and charged him with some felonies, and Gavin Newsom ran in 2028, every liberal would say that's fake political charges from Trump's DOJ, and I don't care about them. Every one of you would say that. And it would make total sense. It makes total sense. Why would you trust that? Why would you trust the political opposition's Department of Justice bringing these charges? Unless they had some real hardcore evidence to back it up, like had Gavin on tape or something. And what's Trump guilty of? Some bullshit about the property cost too much or whatever. You went from telling me he was a Russian spy or whatever to now he overpriced a property or something. Like, what? It's just like when you say, well, give me an example of Trump's racism. They go, well, in the 1970s. Stop right there. If you got to go back to the 1970s to tell me how the president of the United States is racist, just come on, man. You ain't got other examples, more recent examples. The man was president for 4 fucking years. You should have a ton of examples of some extreme racism. And you don't. Well, they're only deporting brown people. I keep hearing this. Not true. Not true. There was a story going around the other day. As a white guy from Canada, illegal alien white guy from Canada, was in the country, got picked up by ICE. He died in custody. I don't know what happened there, but he died in custody as a white dude. They're just picking up illegals, man. I keep trying to explain to y'all, it's not a race thing. People want these illegals out of the country. They want them out. Because everyone's realized it's causing problems. They're like, 600,000 Europeans are here illegally. Get them out too. What's so hard about this? Get them out of here too. Ain't nobody want them Europeans there anyway. Go back to your country that is a Muslim country now. Get out of here. Go back to your Muslim countries over there. Enjoy your takeover. You don't get to come here illegally. Get them out of here too. I do find it funny, though, that you all can't, you got to pretend you don't know the difference between someone coming here from Europe, which has a similar culture to America, versus someone coming from, like, Pakistan or Afghanistan that has a very drastic different culture than us. Very different. But you can't protect your culture. You can't protect your way of life. No, you have to just, everyone has to come in from anywhere in the world. And you got to learn their language and give them business loans. I mean, It's insane. And my girl was telling me something about the other day. These people from Iran, they own all the gas stations or whatever. It's like, is that right though? Like I was telling her, it's like, is that right? Do you not understand how like people come here from other countries and they own all the gas stations in town? You don't find that odd? You don't find that weird? You don't see how that is a problem? Like, is that how it should be? Or should those gas stations be ran by American citizens? You're taking businesses, you're taking jobs, you're taking things from Americans. You're letting people come here from other countries. And they're living better than Americans are living. Than most Americans. It don't even make sense. And that's the shit Trump's talking about. That's why Trump won. Because people are realizing they don't have to put up with it. They don't have to. Just call me racist. I don't care. I'd rather have the job. I'd rather have the opportunity to have the business. I'd rather have those things. But if you, and clearly there's something going on where these people can come here and just open up a bit. Like, it doesn't even make sense. How do they do it so quickly? How do they come here and open all these businesses up? They get loans from the government. They do these. Why is the government giving them loans? Like, what is going on? People are wising up to this. Like, why are people coming here getting loan taxpayer money to open up a business? What the fuck is happening? And why do I got to be okay with this? What is going on? It doesn't make any sense. And people are tired of it. They're tired of it. They're tired of being told they're racist for noticing that every gas station or every restaurant or whatever it is owned by like people from another country. Like, what is happening? Where are these people coming from? How do they get all these businesses opened up? Meanwhile, you would have to jump through all these hoops as a citizen. You have to jump through all these different hoops. It seems like they don't have to jump through anything. They just show up and they have a whole business. They like own a bunch of fucking gas stations. Like, what in the world? And the more you keep allowing that, and you've done it for years, and you've sold out the American people to the point where now people are tired of it. Now they're saying deport these people, get them out of here. What is going on? It doesn't mean that they think they're going to own the business. No, what it means is some American citizen will open up a gas station. He will run that gas station. Somebody will. And that'll be an American citizen, and that money will stay. And another problem with it is they're opening up all these businesses and they're sending the money home to their country. So it's like, what the fuck? Guy comes here, opens up a bunch of gas stations or liquor stores or something, and then they're making all this money, and then they send it home to Pakistan or wherever the fuck they come from. Why should we be okay with that? How's that helping America? How's that helping our country if these people make a bunch of money and send it all to their country? It's not helping. It feels like exploitation. Like, it just feels like, and it's what the black people have been saying about these foreigners coming in their communities, open up a liquor store or whatever. I'm starting to understand what they're talking about. Like, it's exploitation. It's like they come in these communities and they just like, we'll open up a liquor store, sell them all liquor, and we'll make a bunch of money and then we'll leave. We'll make all this money after a couple of years and we'll leave and go back home. We'll sell all these people vapes and drugs. Fuck. You go in one of these liquor stores ran by foreigners. Got all kinds of shit in there. All kinds of crazy shit in there. They selling you every fucking vape, fucking all kinds of shit. Kratom shit, all this shit. Because they're just here to make a ton of money off the American citizen and leave. And leave home. Go home. I've seen tons of TikTok videos of some of these people getting on there, running their mouth, saying, oh, I don't want to live here anyway. We're just here to make money and go home. I've seen tons of it. If you think acting like that is going to make people want you to stay here, you're stupid. You really are dumb. I'll be back. I don't get the it's like that guy on the fucking stage the other day. Some concert they were having. I think it was in England or something. And there was some rapper and he was like, "You want your country back? Go fuck yourself," or whatever. Like, I just don't understand, like, why, they want to come to these countries, they want to be here, and then they talk all this shit. And then when people go, "Get that motherfucker out of here, send him home," now everybody's a racist. No, everybody wants you to go home. Black, brown, all American citizens see that and want you to get the fuck out of here. That's the one thing that unites the races is getting you illegals the fuck out of here. Don't you realize that? No, I don't show my face on here because I'm afraid. Oh, I've never shown my face on here. I'm anonymous. I'm scared of the internet. Just know I'm a proud black woman. And if you disagree, you're a bigot. Oh, I bet there's some illegals in here. They're everywhere, it seems. I'm sorry, but you gotta go home. I know you don't want to. I wouldn't want to either. But this is where I live, and you live there, and that's just the way it is. Nothing I can do about it. Like, you gotta start being selfish. You've been you've been told not to be selfish. I'm telling you to be selfish. I'm telling you, protect your way of life. Fuck all these people from other countries. You don't owe them nothing. You don't have to sell out your way of life and downgrade yourself to their way of life, which is exactly what they want you to do. We'll let all these illegals come here and they'll work for slave wages, and then that drives your wages down. Well, they ain't going to pay you to do the job if they can pay this guy a lot less to do the job. Illegal labor undermines our labor. Well, they'll just have AI do it. No. Some jobs, of course, sure. Is the AI going to pick the strawberries? And what's funny is all these farmers going to Trump crying, "Well, who are we going to have do the job? Oh, God." It's not about that Americans won't do the job. It's about they're exploiting fucking cheap wages is what it is. That's all it is. And Trump falling for it, of course. Well, we gotta. And I get it. You got a guy that's been working there 20 goddamn years and he knows the job like the back of his hand, and you just, you don't want to have to hire somebody else. That's what I'm saying about Trump. Well, I was telling Junie, I was like, you keep telling me Trump's going to kill. Junie believes Trump's going to put him in a camp or something. He really believes it. And I'm like, you mean the guy that's saying he's going to let the illegals stay working on the farms because the farmers need them? You're telling me that guy's going to mass execute the illegals? He's some racist bigot? No. Trump's a reasonable guy. He's a moderate guy. You won't like what comes after Trump. That's why I say, let Trump deport these people because he's going to do it in a very humane, proper way. The next guy that they vote, the people vote for to deal with this problem, is not going to do that. So just stop. You just let these people get deported home. Quit pushing and know when to stop. Now's the time to stop. Buy that big frame. the people will always try to solve the problem in a very polite way, but when you keep pushing and you won't accept it, right? You're defeated and you won't accept it. Then the people have to vote for even stronger men, right? And then you get a man. That's how you get Hitler. You don't have Hitler yet, but that's how you get him, because you just won't stop. Like, you lose the election, like you get defeated, and then you're like, no, we didn't lose. No, you have to listen to us. You don't get to have your way. No, these problems don't get solved. It's like, what the fuck? We beat you. Go sit down somewhere, man. These liberals are so fucking retarded. They lost and they're acting like, no, we don't. You have to listen to us. No, we fucking don't. You lost. We beat you. Go sit down. Hush. We suffered through 4 years of your shit. Now go sit down. Fucking retard. I encourage you to just shut the fuck up. Let Trump deport these people. Take the L. It's going to be fine. But if you keep pushing, you got to learn to take your L's. You got to learn to lose with some damn dignity. Especially after the 4 years of Biden, you were so smug about your victory. Now you want the MAGA people to be all polite about it. Ha! That's not how life works. You getting that same energy back and you don't like it. That's too bad. Are we going to be okay in America? We're going to be better than okay. We have a real leader for the first time in a long time. We have a president that actually loves the country and doesn't want to destroy it and sell it out to the highest bidder. I think that's what Elon's problem is. He thought he could own Trump. He could buy Trump, and he couldn't. That pissed him off. Because he said, oh, the money I spent, oh. Well, that don't mean you own Trump. Trump deported your brother? Good. Get your brother out of here. Let's get you out of here next. Isn't he dumb for jumping in the war with Iran? Fuck are you talking about Iran for? That's old news. What the fuck? You still trying to act like that was some big problem or whatever? That was some mistake? Trump punked Iran on the world stage and dominated them. Okay? That's what happened there. And I loved it. I like that my leader is willing to smack a bitch around. And he did it in a perfect way. I couldn't be more relaxed right now. He did it in such a perfect way. The Iran shit really was like perfect. Like, wow. It went perfectly. It couldn't have went better. Like, of all the things that could have happened, none of it happened, and it just went perfectly. Crazy, ain't it? Are you being dumb for attention right now? What? I don't know what I'm saying that's dumb. You couldn't explain it either, I bet. England's going to be a Muslim country very soon, so last thing people in England should be doing is worried about America. I haven't said anything dumb. I mean, are you retarded? Like what the way you're acting right now is dumb and retarded. They like you don't see how dumb you sound. Let me explain it to you. So I'm giving my opinion, giving my takes on things. Of course, I don't think it's. Why would I think it sounds dumb, retard? Why would you ask me that? You don't know it's dumb? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I'm just saying shit that I think is dumb. Who does that? Instead of just explain telling me what you disagree with and then me smacking you around and making a fool of you like I do everybody else, you expect me to just I don't get that. Strange. I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings. I just think you're a retard. And you still haven't explained anything. You're just acting like a retard. Which is why I called you one. Trump should cut off funding to Israel and Ukraine. How about that? How about that, guy? Cut all that funding. Cut all funding to the world and let them fend for themselves. Because I'm tired of their mouths. I'm tired of listening to everybody run their mouth. Cut all funding that we send to all countries. And let's just do that for a while until they show a little respect. That's what I'd like to see. If I woke up and Trump did that, my God. I'd go buy a MAGA hat. You know, my balls don't clap when they run. You're still acting retarded. You're not making a point here. You're not saying anything of substance. You're just coming off as a retarded child. I think they are. I don't have a MAGA hat, but I think they are made in China, which is interesting. A little hypocritical. But I do not own a MAGA hat, so I can't look at the label and tell you if that's true. I don't own one. I've never owned a MAGA hat. I've explained why I like Trump so much. I've explained it until I'm blue in the face. I've never heard my balls clap like it's. I don't know what's going on with y'all's balls, but no. I don't think he's gutting the VA. I just think that's something you're making up. The soldiers love Trump, so there's a disconnect there where he's the soldiers seem to like Trump a lot. I don't know if you've noticed, but people in military seem to like Trump. I'm sure there's some that don't, of course, but it seems like a lot of them like Trump. But people keep trying to convince me that he's fucking the military over. He's fucking them over. I don't think so. You know what's funny about old? You know what's funny? Like, it used to be that only the old people are voting Trump and Republican. If we could just get rid of these old people. Remember they used to say that. We could just get rid of all these old people. And now it's like flipped, where it's like all the old people support the Democrat. That's weird. That's a weird thing that happened. Because I can remember just 8 years ago, every day hearing that. Man, if all these old people would die, we'd be much better off. We'd have Hillary or whatever. And now it's just old people that like Democrats. and retarded. Speaking of these, did you see that Dean guy? That Dean guy is a weird guy with his anxiety pen. It's not a vape, it's an anxiety pen. Sorry, I've given up on the chat. You guys are so low IQ. You're boring me. I'm much better off the top of my head than trying to play off your retarded comments that are just, quite frankly, retarded. I mean, they're not. I'm bored. So I'm going to go back to just my thoughts. Because you're boring me to tears. I thought that one guy was going to have something, but he just kept acting like a retard child. Don't you see how boring it is? It's so boring. All you tryhards. Maybe it's because I've been here for so long. I've dealt with it for so long that I'm just immune to it. I just see it and I say, what a retard child. And I wonder about you. But nobody's more retarded than the people that called Elon a Nazi. Everyone's got to agree. You got to agree with me on this one. Everyone called Elon a Nazi, and then they're like joining his party, his political party. Isn't that a Nazi party? Like, make it make sense, man. I heard the Lincoln Project was joining up with him. Wasn't the Lincoln Project calling him a Nazi? These people are so goofy. Like, if you're going to call the guy a Nazi, and then he starts a political party, you don't run and join it. That doesn't make any sense. They all did it, though. Because deep down, they want Elon on their side. They want all that money and stuff. They were bitching. Remember, they were bitching about Elon's money. Oh, Elon don't need to be involved in politics with all his money and stuff. And all. Now that it's not going to help Trump, they love it. They want to embrace it. They want to get behind it. It's hilarious. As I've said for years, they have no principles. They have no beliefs. It's all about winning and ruining your life. That's all these people care about. That's all they're miserable. A lot of you in this chat are miserable right now too. You're miserable motherfuckers. You're so miserable. And the people that voted Trump and trust him and just let him do his job, nobody's having a better time than them right now. They're not sitting around questioning Trump all day. Oh my God. They're just living their lives, letting the guy they voted for handle it, having faith in the guy you voted for. What a concept. People crack me up. They're like, why do you trust Trump? Well, I voted for him. Wouldn't that be weird to not trust the guy you vote for? What a weird ass thing to do. Vote for a guy. I've never voted before because I never trusted any of these people. I never trusted Obama enough to vote for him. Didn't trust Trump enough the first term to vote for him either. But everything I saw last year really, I realized you got to go with Trump. You got to go with Trump. Biden was so bad, and hell, they're trying to kill Trump. They ain't trying to kill Biden. Who said that? They got all mad about that, but that's true. Nobody was trying to kill these people. They trying to kill Trump. And it ain't some lone nut. Give me a break. Give me a break. Oh, it's just some lone nut job that somehow the Secret Service didn't notice him. Man, what you say? They'd never let somebody get that close to Obama with a gun. Come on. So that was all. That was clearly some CIA bullshit or something that they tried to do, and they failed because they can't do nothing right. Don't you understand? When it comes to Donald Trump, they can't stop him. They can't. They can't stop the guy. They can't kill him. They can't do anything. He's like their kryptonite. I don't. I've been watching this for 8 years. Every time they try to get him, they can't. No matter what they do. Can't put him in prison. Can't kill him. Can't bankrupt him. They can't even get people not to vote for him. They spent 4 years trying to make you hate Donald Trump, and all they did is make the country like him more and vote for him in the largest numbers ever. They're so bad at it. Because when it comes to Donald Trump, all reason and logic goes out the window. They can't think straight, man. The Elon shit is a perfect example of it. Elon turns on Trump, they join with Elon. Because they're so deranged and they hate Trump so much that they don't even, they forgot about the little salute thing and the Nazi stuff. They just forgot about that. Hell with it. Because they want to get Trump so bad. The devil could rise out of the earth and they'd side with him if he went against Trump. Well, I mean, they love the devil anyway. Of course they would. They love the devil. Like, these people are so fucking weird. It's like I used to tell Junie all the time. It's like, he's like, yeah, I'm a member of the Church of Satan. And I'm like, come on, man. You're like 36 years old, man. Like, grow up. To me, it was just a childish thing. It's like, here's a 36-year-old man who's pretending to be a Satanist because it pisses off Christians or something. I don't know. What the fuck? But, like, grow up, bro. Yeah, 36-year-old man walking around with a Church of Satan card in his wallet. and then they try to act like, well, you don't think it's weird that people go to church? Nah, man, it ain't weird that people go to fucking church on a Sunday morning. It ain't the same as you carrying around pretending to be a Satanist, playing pretend or whatever. No, you're weird. There's nothing weird about getting up and going to church. Tons of people do it. Been doing it for a long time. It's weird to be a grown man playing pretend, walking around pretending you worship Satan. Well, I don't actually worship Satan. It's just a joke, It's to troll people. You're carrying it around in your wallet. Who you trolling? Just goofy shit. They do goofy shit. Childish, goofy ass shit. And then try to have a serious discussion with you. They want to be taken serious. You're not serious. None of you are. Nobody in this chat room is. You're unserious people. So nobody can have a real conversation with you about these topics. You're too retarded and childish to have a conversation about anything. I mean, when you try to talk about God or religion with these people, I mean, it's like, oh, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. Meanwhile, the man with the highest IQ in the world is talking about the Bible. Really smart people do talk about the idea that there's a God and he created everything, because that's not some crazy thing to talk about. It's a very real possibility that it's all been created or it's a simulation or something. Really smart people are sitting around talking about how there is a creator. Some believe it's like, we're in a simulation, and some believe in a God or whatever, but it's the same thing. There must be a creator of it, if you believe in that. And that's what really smart people are debating and talking about. While you're sitting around with your low IQ thinking you're so fucking smart because, I don't talk about religion, I don't get into that, I don't believe in that. Sky Daddy. And I used to be one of those people. I get it. But as you grow up and you get more mature, you get smarter, you realize that's all stupid. That's dumb. When you won't even entertain the idea of a creator. No, there's no such thing. Not even, you won't even discuss it. You won't even entertain the idea of it. Nope, it's all evolution and it's all... You can't prove any of that either. Can't prove you came from a fucking monkey or some shit. But we were fish swimming in the ocean and then we grew legs and we walked it. Like, what? You can't prove any of that shit. That shit. To me, that shit sounds crazy. People say that to you and you're supposed to do... That don't sound crazy? That fish walked out of the water and grew legs? What? No, nothing crazy about that. That used to be a fish. No, no, no. A god creating everything? That's just too far fetched. No, it was a big bang that happened. A giant bang. Well, who caused the bang? What was there before the bang? This is all shit they get. It's just guessing. You got all this judgment for religious people, but you're doing the same thing. You're just guessing. Who the fuck can say? It's like when they tell you, hey, 600,000 years ago, the temperature was. How the fuck you know the temperature 600,000 years ago, but you can't tell me what the temperature going to be tomorrow? You can't even tell me with accuracy if it's going to rain or not. They're always wrong about that. They can't forecast the weather for tomorrow. They gonna tell you the temperature 600 fucking thousand years ago. Who was keeping record of it? Well, we dug up this rock and we looked at the rock and we somehow knew the temperature. Oh, please. Y'all believe all that shit, but you won't believe in a God. Fascinating to me. You'll believe all this other shit that just is so complex and doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. And nobody can really explain it to you. When you start asking questions about it, they get mad and start calling you names. That's how you know. That's a dead giveaway that somebody don't have an answer. When you make a point, or you just ask a question like, well, explain this shit to me. It doesn't make any sense. And they get all bent out of shape. If they had the answers, they just fucking answer the shit. They wouldn't get bent out of shape. But they don't have any answers. Hell, a lot of these people want to lecture on this stuff. They're not even scientists. They're not scientists. They're just some guy on Twitter. They don't know anything. They just read some shit in a book or something, and they're not in a lab somewhere with a lab coat on. Please. Meanwhile, the scientists are slamming. They're slamming particles in a giant accelerator, slamming particles together, and they're trying to see God. They're trying to fucking... I mean, look into some of this shit they're doing. You may not believe in it, but some of the smartest people in the world, they do. And they're slamming particles. They're trying to look at the fibers of reality, the seams of reality. And they're turning lead into gold. They're doing all kinds of shit. They're trying. I watched this whole documentary about it. They're trying to figure out where all this shit came from. They're slamming particles together. It's some giant fucking thing. Some people think it's fucking with the reality, but who knows? Who could say? Who the fuck knows? Some people say, well, I watched a movie 20 years ago, and I don't remember that movie being like this. And they say, oh, it must be that particle thing. Oh, maybe you're just a forgetful fuck. Maybe you've been smoking too much weed. Maybe that's it. Or maybe they're slamming particles together and they're fucking with reality. Who knows? Who knows what these crazy fucks are doing? You're worried about the church. People that are so worried about it's like Judy. Remember him? That phase he went through. All he wanted to talk about is the Catholic Church all the time. Like, what the fuck? What about these scientists that are playing God in a fucking laboratory somewhere, manipulating viruses and all this weird shit they're doing? Well, we went inside this orange and we genetically modified the orange so insects don't want to bite it. Oh, man. Huh. What could go wrong? Huh? Hey, we genetically modified the mosquito. Oh, what could go wrong? Yeah, we genetically modified a bunch of mosquitoes and we released them into Florida. Oh. Oh, that doesn't sound like something out of a movie. The beginning of a movie, the beginning of some dystopian apocalyptic movie. No. Never heard something like that. Release the mosquitoes. Why not? Bill Gates is like, maybe we'll shoot particles into the sky to dim the sun. When you're talking about dimming the sun, you are a fucking psychopath. Don't you realize that? You know how insane you gotta be to think you can dim the sun? You think you're God. You do. And you're not God. You can't dim the sun. The fuck? This is why science without religion is a bad thing, because these people, when they think there's no God, they think they can become God. They can do anything. And you can't. You can't do these things you're trying to do. It will not go well. You can't dim the sun. That's insanity to even think you could do something like that. To come up with something like that is insane. It really is insane. We're going to shoot particles into the sky and we're going to dim the sunlight. We're going to dim it and we're going to lower the temperature of the planet by doing that. What happens if you dim it too much and then it gets too cold? What happens if you dim it and you realize it's a mistake and then you can't undim it? You're playing with forces you just don't know what you're doing. They think they know what they're doing though, because they have a degree. Fucking Bill Gates made Windows. That shit doesn't even work right half the time. Internet Explorer is a terrible browser. Xbox is a terrible console. Look at the things Bill Gates has done. First of all, what expertise does he have in dimming the sun? I mean, what the hell? What does creating an operating system for a computer have to do with dimming the sun? Two totally unrelated fields, I feel. Maybe there is a guy that could dim the sun. Maybe there is. But he didn't design Windows. What the fuck? He didn't design a terrible console that you shouldn't buy. He didn't do that. The fact that a guy can come out and say he's going to dim the sun and immediately people just don't go, fucking lock that fucking psycho up. Like, what the fuck? They're just like, yeah, let him do it, I guess. Let him do it. Do the people of this planet not have a say-so? Do we not have a say-so? How come everybody hates billionaires? Billionaires are out to get us. They're fucking our lives up. They make us work at Amazon or whatever the hell. Oh, God, the horror. But when a billionaire talks about dimming the sun, nobody say a word about it. Why ain't you protesting the street about that? To me, that's right up the left's alley, if you think about it. This billionaire is talking about dimming the sun. We should be in the streets protesting. We should be saying, get this fucking lunatic out of here. The hell is he talking about dimming the sun? Lock his ass up. Take away his money. He's crazy. He's up to no good with that money. He's a danger to society. A danger to the whole planet. There's 8 billion people. We didn't vote on this. This is a planetary issue. We didn't vote on dimming the sun. There wasn't a vote. There wasn't a planet-wide vote on dimming the sun. Fuck out of here. But y'all don't say nothing about that. You're just like, whatever. That's a conspiracy theory. No, it's not. Bill Gates said that shit. What are you talking about? There's a bunch of fucking lunatics that want to dim the sun. They got a whole theory. They got a whole thing they want to do. Shoot a bunch of shit in the fucking atmosphere. Oh, my God. And they'll probably do it. It'll probably happen at some point. And it'll be a disaster. It'll fuck up the crops or something, and then they'll be making us eat fucking grasshoppers or something. They'll say, yeah, all the crops died, but somehow these bugs are still here, so we eat the bugs. I'm not eating your bugs. I don't want to eat that shit. Remember that whole thing where they were really trying to get us to eat grasshoppers and shit? Well, people in the third world eat bugs. Yeah, I bet they do. So they want us to be a third. This is what I'm talking about. They want us to be some dump. And it's a very simple question. Do you want to live like that or not? Now, they want you to feel guilty about living in America because you don't have to live like that. You don't have to eat cockroaches. You don't have to live in a mud hut or some shit. You don't have to live in North Korea, whatever. But you don't have to live in India, garbage everywhere. But people shitting on the sidewalk. Of course, if you live in a liberal city, you get to live like that. That's the thing. If you wanted to live like that, you could. You could just go to the liberal land. Plenty of liberal cities you could go to. Leave the rest of us alone. We don't want to live like that. Why can't you liberals just go to your little cities and run them into the ground and you live there? No, they run their states into the ground and they go to Texas. They go to Florida. It's the funniest shit. No, stay there and embrace what you voted for. Own it. Don't get mad that the rest of us don't want to live like that. Call me racist. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to live like people in Pakistan and India live. I don't want to live like that. I don't want to import millions and millions and millions of people, legally or illegally, and radically change the culture of the country I live in and make it unrecognizable to the country I've lived in. That doesn't make sense. And if you think people in this country are going to get behind that, you do not understand the country. If you think you can bully the country, you don't get America. You just don't understand. There's only so much the American people are going to take before they do something about it. And that's what the Trump vote was. The Trump vote was a polite way to do something about it. Because the alternative is just start smacking you fucking nerds around. And just have a civil war with you. Because you're out of control. Like, you were out of control. You had the border wide open. You were destroying the economy. Inflation out of control. You were wrecking everything. And anytime somebody brought it up, you went, go fuck yourself. You were smug as fuck about it. So be grateful that the people elected Donald Trump instead of backhanding you across the mouth. Be grateful. This is the easy way to handle it. I mean, you people think you can be smug, arrogant cocksuckers, fuck the economy up, fuck everything up, fuck the border up. Tell people their family members got to die in hospitals alone. All this shit you did during COVID, unforgivable shit. You know how much the country hates you? You know how many people in this country can't stand you after the way you acted during COVID? The things you did, the things you said. And yet, we ain't out in the street burning cars, acting a fool. No, that's you. Because you're the violent side. What you have to understand about everybody else is we're not violent. We're gonna vote. We're gonna do that. You're the violent ones. But if you keep pushing all these people, there's only so far you can push these people before they have enough. And you pushed them pretty far with Biden. I mean, illegal aliens were raping and killing women, and you all thought it was funny. You was like, who cares? Whatever. Illegal alien gangs were like taking over apartment complexes, and you were like, whatever. And people said, why do I have to live like this, you know? Why do I have to deal with this? I don't understand. Like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to come home from work and there's gang members in the hallway. I don't want to live like this. This is fucking retarded. They voted for Trump. Now, if they weren't allowed to vote for Trump because you shot him or whatever, well, do you think they were just going to let gang members rule their neighborhoods forever? No, eventually there's a war. Eventually people fight back against the craziness and the madness. When they see no way out, when they can't vote their way out of it, when they can't change leadership, then they have no choice but what, gang members was going to rule the goddamn apartment complex forever? No, you would have had people fighting in the streets. You would have fighting these fucking gangs. You're lucky Trump's getting these people out of here. Why you want to live in this fucking chaos and madness, I don't fucking know. But go live in your communities and deal with it. Stop trying to force the rest of us to live like that. We don't want to live like that. We don't care about being called racist. Get these gang members the fuck out of here. White, black, whatever color they are, get them out of here. It's very simple. It's like a Maryland man was trafficking people and shit. And they were like, when they arrested him, he was with MS-13 gang members. He was arrested with fellow gang members. Nah, he's not a gang member, nah. And now he's going to South Sudan or something. They're like, he can't be sent to El Salvador because El Salvador put his ass in prison. Why? Because he's a gang member, and they know he's a gang member. So when he comes back to El Salvador, they're going to put him in prison. Goofy ass motherfuckers. Now he's going to South Sudan. Good job, liberal. Good job, liberal. A new life in South Sudan. Unbelievable. I wonder what's worse, going back to El Salvador to Seacot or going to South Sudan. I wonder which one is worse. Like, I'd love to ask a Maryland man, but we'll never see him again. Crime doesn't pay. Smokey, being in the country illegally is not a crime. Somebody was telling me that earlier. It's actually a misdemeanor. Blah, 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 blah. Don't care, retard liberal. They're all going home. Bye. I don't care about your gay little shit you want to talk about, your faggot shit. I don't care. They're getting deported. We voted for it. We won. Bye. Bye. Cry about it. Scream about it. Hey, that's what you told me when I said, goddamn, look at the price of food. This is crazy. Oh, too bad. Too bad. Joe Biden's your president. Yeah. Joe Biden was my president, but now he's not. Now he's not. And now you got to deal with it. Hey, I didn't talk about leaving the country when Joe Biden was president. All these motherfuckers, we're going to leave the country. Get the fuck out then. Why would we care if you leave the country, you annoying ass liberal? Why would we care? Nobody cares. I hope you leave. If by the end of Donald Trump's 4 years, all these smug ass annoying liberals left and all these illegals were gone, my God, how great of a country to be living in. It's an anxiety pen. It's not a vape. That fucking liberal. God, I see a video of him. He looked rough too. I don't know what it is, but he looks like he got a lot of anxiety. He does, for real. If you see it in his eyes, he looks like he got anxiety. That's the best way I can describe what he looked like in his video. Like, he looked like a guy with a lot of anxiety. But he got a little pen. He got a little one of these things right here. But he said, it's not a vape. It's an anxiety pen. It's a vape, bro. You're vaping, bro. And why does he get so mad about that when you tell him he vape? I don't understand that. Like, why doesn't he just say, yeah, I vape? Who gives a fuck? Suck my dick. It's a free country. Do what I want. People tell you, people are retarded. They're like, that's so bad for you. No shit, it is. Nobody ever smoked anything and thought, this is really good. Dean probably thinks that, though. Dean probably hits that pen and thinks, this is actually good for you. This is actually good for you. It's not a vape. It's good for you. Yeah, I bet. Dean. He was threatening to call CPS on some guy. Some guy was like, children can't consent. And he's right. Children can't consent. You know, that's the argument pedophiles use, that, oh, they can consent. No, they can't. Child can't consent to anything. It's a child. They want children to have, like, children should be able to consent to whatever. Like, it's no. It's like, you didn't ask the child. You didn't ask the child how they felt about it. He's like, why would I do that? Like, the fuck? And then Dean acted all shocked, like, oh my God, they gotta take your children. Oh. And then Dean started going into fantasy. That's what they do. They go into some fantasy where he's like, you'd let Donald Trump look at your naked daughter, and the guy's like, no, like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? And Dean gets all worked up about this fantasy in his mind. Drop the fantasy, folks. Drop your fantasies about everyone and everything. You don't know any of these people, drop your fantasies. Leave them behind. Leave them behind. They want to convince you kids can consent so they can fuck them. That's what it's all about. I don't know if Dean wants to do that, but that's the whole narrative about a kid having consent. If a kid can consent, then they can consent to a relationship with a grown man or a grown woman. Well, they can't though, because they're kids. They can't consent to anything. That's why you have parents. If you let kids do whatever they want, they'd ruin their life long before it ever even started. Don't you realize that? They destroy their life. They destroy themselves. Do you understand that if this country just lost its mind and said, yeah, anyone can do OnlyFans, anyone, you'd have 15, 16-year-old girls doing it, not even understand what they were doing. They would just be thinking about the money they would make and all this. And then by the time they were 18, 19, their whole lives would be ruined. Because an 18-year-old shouldn't be on it either. They don't have no sense either. You know, these girls that get into this stuff and then years later they kill themselves, happens all the time because they're too young to realize what they're doing. They're too young to understand. But if you allow children to consent to anything, do what they wanted, my God, these kids would ruin their lives. They'd be drinking, doing drugs, doing an OnlyFans, make a bunch of money so they can go party and do all this shit because they're dumb kids, don't know what the hell they're doing, dumb teenagers. You already see it with the 18-year-old girls doing it. And 10 years from now, they're all going to be, 10, 20 years from now, it's going to be a mess. All this OnlyFans shit. It's going to be a mess for so many of these girls. I mean, where's Bonnie Blue going to be in 10 fucking years? What a mess. What a fucking mess that whole thing is. So no, dude, they can't consent and they shouldn't be allowed to consent to anything. The parents are in control of the children, not the children. I know you liberals want the children to be in control. No. You can't have that. You got to protect the child from themselves. It is funny, though. Donald Trump walked into the beauty pageant in the locker room when the girls were changing. That's awful. But if Donald Trump would have put a dress on and a wig and called himself Don Lena and went in that locker room, well, you're a bigot if you don't agree with that now. You see how you liberals have literally backed yourself into a corner where you can't argue anything without somebody just bringing up your hypocrisy? Like you're so bent out of shape. Donald Trump went into a locker room or something. But you defend men putting dresses on and going to women's locker rooms all the time. You've been defending it for years. And we've seen tons of examples of people doing it that I'm not even sure you would even call them transgender. They just seem to be dudes that are just exploiting this bullshit to go in the women's locker room. There's a lot of that. And you see it. It's not hidden. It's right there for you to see. But you defend that. It's weird, ain't it? You defend that, but you get all trying to make a point about Donald Trump or whatever. And my whole point is you'd have more ground to stand on if you'd cut the bullshit. If when somebody brought up the transgenders going in there, you said, yeah, that's wrong too. Then when you was bringing up Trump, nobody could call you a hypocrite. But all people got to do is go, you don't even care about that. Hell, you let men go in the women's locker room all the time. You only bring that up because you hate Trump. So why, who cares? If I know you don't actually give a shit, then, why do you expect me to give a shit about your little argument you want to make? I guess we'll just leave the border wide open. Fuck it. I guess we'll vote Kamala Harris. We'll leave it all wide open. We'll just let the country spiral into shit. Because Donald Trump went to a locker room or something. I don't know. I don't know all the details about it, but it's a little consistency. A little consistency. Either you want men in there or you don't. But you can't have it both ways. You can't have some weirdo men in dresses, mentally ill men in dresses can go in, but if Trump go in, whoa. And Trump went in there to see the naked girls. But the transgender didn't do that. The weirdo guy in the dress, he didn't go in there to see the naked girls. No. We would never think that about him. Only Trump. Only Trump. Oh, why was Trump there? Oh, he owned the pageant. Oh, that part. Why is the transgender guy there in the locker room looking at all the? Oh, he's not even supposed to be there. He has no reason to be there at all. There's some consistency. It's all I ask. If you think men go in the women's locker room like that to look at naked girls, then have that same energy when it's a transgender man doing it. Because that's why they're going in there too. It's all some weird sexual fetish shit with these people. It's what it is. Go in there, my little dress. I go out in public, dressed as a woman. Everyone's looking at me. They love that attention. They love it. They love it. The whole reason they're doing it. These are sad, miserable motherfuckers. Sad, miserable people. Lonely people. Nobody cares. Nobody talks to them. So I'll put a dress on now. Look at me. Now I put a dress on now. The trans community stands with me. Everyone loves me. Oh, look at me. How great. Liberals kiss my ass and tell me how great I am. Oh, so great. Before I became transgender, I was just a loser guy that nobody cared about. Now I'm a pretend woman, and I'm fighting the system, and I'm fighting a cause. And people get on the internet and go, oh, I'm so proud. Oh. It's all fake. It's all fucking gay. Another battle you lost, a trans battle. Told you not to do it. You did it anyway. It didn't work out well for you, though, did it? It never was, though. Letting men go in the women's locker room and bathroom, that was never going to work. Y'all pick some weird ass battles. It's like the voter ID thing. It's just a weird battle. But I mean, once you realize you have a lot of illegal aliens voting for your party, it makes total sense why you like. Why do all these Democrat politicians? Why do they care so much about the illegals? Like they're bending over backwards for them because they vote. They vote. If you got no voter ID, no way to tell if this person is a citizen, what's stopping them from voting? Nobody can answer that. The only thing a liberal can say to you is, oh, you actually believe illegals vote? Trump convinced you of that? No, Trump didn't convince me of it at all. That's another thing I'm tired of hearing. Oh, Trump convinced you of that? No. There's a lot of stuff Trump says. I was saying it long before he said it. It's like people were saying, oh, you're just copying what Elon said. It's like, dude, I was saying that a year ago. What the fuck are you talking about? If anyone's copying, it would be Elon. Elon don't know who I am, though. Nobody's copying anybody.
Everyone, I'm just telling the truth, and in time, everyone's going to see the same thing I'm seeing, and they're all going to sound like me. I've been telling you that for years. Everyone's going to sound like me in time. The more you let the problem spiral out of control, the more people start to see it my way because I'm right. Simple as that. Argue with yourself, argue with your mind about it. I don't give a shit. 10 years from now, you'll look back and you'll go, damn, Smokey was right. All that shit was saying, right. People wanted to argue with me about virus labs. Oh, they need to have a virus lab. They need to research the virus. I was like, this was 2014. I was like, they're taking these viruses and they're trying to make them stronger and shit. Like, what the fuck? What if it leaks out of a lab? Then one leaks out of a lab shuts the world down. If you can believe that. But that's what they say. Well, let's just say it's true then. What do you expect to happen? What do you expect to happen? Retards. Anyway, what time was it? I'm going to bed. No, we shouldn't send money to Israel. How many times I gotta say it? If illegals are not voting, why do Democrats spend so much time catering to illegals? Ricky Perez, you're out of prison. Explain it to me. Why do these politicians cater to people that can't even vote? It ain't make sense. Over people that can vote. Why wouldn't you put people that can vote first? Why wouldn't you be catering to them? Well, that's another reason to deport them. There's plenty of reasons to deport the illegals. They're voting. They're driving our wages down. I mean, the list goes on. There's no reason to have all these illegals in our country. It's not benefiting us in any way. Once you realize that, you'll be better off. Once you realize that if you're fighting against these deportations, you're literally fighting against improving your way of life. You really are. Stop fighting. I don't get it. I really don't get why you guys are fighting so hard to make the country worse. You think all these illegal aliens are like good people? I'm sure there's some good people in it, but a lot of them are not good people. They didn't come over here illegally because they're so good and they're so great and all this shit. They came illegally because they couldn't come legally because they ain't worth a damn. So why would they let them in? So a lot of them are criminals, got committed crimes in the country they're coming from. A lot of these countries kicked them out and said, don't come back. Like, get the fuck out of here. And we'll kill you. Why do you think so many of them say, if I go back to my country, they'll kill me? Yeah, they will. Because these are criminals. You have to stop as an American thinking you owe the world something. Americans have this guilt or something where we got it so good and, oh God, we have to share it with the world. We don't. We don't. We can have our country and we can allow who we want in it. And if we don't want you here, guess what? That's all the reason we need. We don't really have to explain it to you. If we don't want you here, you ain't gonna be here. This is our country. We don't owe the people of the world a house here or a place here. We don't. And they've psyoped you for decades. I used to be just like you, so I know. They've psyoped you into thinking you owe the world something. Feel guilt because you're white. Feel guilt because you're an American. All this guilt you're supposed to feel. Stop feeling guilty for living in America. And stop thinking you have to let all these people come in. You don't. You don't have to let them come in. Even if they're good people, you don't have to let them come in. You could say, no, we don't need no more people coming in. Well, he's coming here for a better life. Okay, we don't owe him anything. We don't owe this man who wants to come here and have a better life. We don't owe him a better life. Get in line like everybody else that's waiting to get in. Go to the back of the line and stand there. You don't get to cut the line. This illegal alien thing really comes down to line cutting. And that's why a majority of people are not going to support it, because nobody likes somebody cutting in line. Like if you were standing in a line and you saw some asshole come up and just cut in front of a bunch of people and get in line, you would say, fuck that piece of shit. Who the fuck does he think he is? And everybody in the line be going, whoa, whoa, get the fuck. That's what legal immigration is. You see these people, they're cutting a line. And you know there's a bunch of people in a line waiting to get here, waiting to come here legally. And you got all these people cutting a line. Nobody likes it. I don't even think the liberals like it, quite frankly. I mean, if they were standing in a line and some asshole came up and cut the line, they'd be pissed too. But they just hate Trump. They hate Trump so fucking much that they can't think straight about anything. And see, when they face the consequences like that Anna Kasparian, she almost got raped by a homeless man. Reality hit her upside the head, son. And you see now, she's not as liberal as she used to be. She's starting to second guess a lot of the things she believed because she got hit with reality. She was face to face with the consequences of her voting habits and the shit she's been pushing on the country. And it came to her in the night, got her by the throat, and almost raped her. Some homeless drug addict bum almost raped her. When you experience something like that, that's when reality comes. You can live in this fantasy utopia horseshit all you want, but when reality hits you upside the head, it's going to change the way you think. It's going to change you. She can never go back because she got hit with reality. She faced it. She's seen it up close and personal. Like, my God, we got to do something about these homeless drug addicts. This is crazy. And she probably was one of these people going, oh, no, have sympathy for them. Oh, these poor people. Oh, God, oh, God. But then one of them grabbed her in the night and tried to rape her. Now she realizes we got to get these people off the street. We can't just let them live on the street doing drugs all day. This is not safe for normal people. It's like the guy in El Salvador is always talking about. You put all these people, I put all these people in prison and my murder rate went down like 99%. What's the problem? Well, all these people you put in prison and you did all that and you didn't do it the right way. But all these innocent, decent people who don't commit crimes, don't murder, don't do nothing, they now get to live in peace. What is wrong with that? There is something wrong with the liberal that is so mad about that. I get it, you know. Some innocent man might get caught in the crossfire, so I understand that. But you can't argue with the results of what the guy did. The guy dropped his murder rate almost 100%. It was one of the most dangerous countries in the world. And now it's one of the most safest. Because he put all these fucking lunatics in jail. They're gone. And liberals are just like, it's so like, what do the liberals think he should let these people out? Like, how could you even make an argument to let any of them out when Literally, you've drove the murder rate down. You've drove the murder rate down. You've radically changed the country. How can you argue like, whoa, 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 we gotta do things differently? It's like I said, drastic times call for drastic measures. When you let things spiral out of control and get so bad, you're going to have some drastic measures to deal with it. That's life. Welcome to reality. This is why you don't let these things spiral out of control. Oh, because the government will use it. The government will use these things to get more power. That's how it works. So if you're going to sit and allow these problems to spiral out of control, you're just allowing the government to come in and go, we got a solution, we're going to crack down on it. And then the American people or whatever people from any country are going to go, please do. I can't live like this anymore. Please do something. And that's how you lose your rights, retards. That's how you lose them. When you let these crises spiral out of control, government comes in, offers their solution, and then things change and they never go back to the way they were. This is why I said, I used to tell Junie all the time. He would say, I don't want to live under some Christian theocracy or whatever the fuck he would say. And I would say, well, if you really want to prevent that future, shut the fuck up. And he didn't understand what I was trying to say. Like, you are leading us there. People like you are the reason we're going to live in that one day. It's you. It's you doing it. And if you would stop, then these people on the right wouldn't be able to do any of it. But you are a useful idiot to these people. They use people like you, and they point at people like you, and they go, look at this fucking guy. Look at these people. And then people see what you're saying, the way you're acting, and they go, oh, fuck it, I can't stand these people. And when people have a real concern, the gas went up, the food went up, you gaslight them, you manipulate them, you lie to them. They begin to hate you and despise you and can't stand you. And then you have COVID, you have inflation, all these things, all these problems. People can only take so much. But you did it. You did it. I remember in Trump's first term, Trump wanted to make a deal with the Democrats. Let's get the wall built, let's secure the border, and we'll have some type of deal for the DACA kids so they can stay, right? What did the Democrats say to that? Resist, resist, resist. Well, that was the first term. Try to compromise. Let's work with the Democrats. Let's find common ground. The second term is go fuck yourself. You don't want to have common ground with us? Fine. Then we'll just have our ground. And if you ever want to get the ground back, you got to win. And that's where we're at in this country right now. We are in a place in this country where you're going to have to win the election. That's it. Ain't going to be no compromise. Ain't going to be no common ground. Because the Democrats don't want that. They don't want it. And now the right wing has given up trying to have that. We're actually at a bad place in this country in terms of any type of unity. You're going to have to win elections. If you want anything you want done, your guy's going to have to win because there's not going to be any compromise. If the Democrats retake power, they're going to be vicious. They're going to be absolutely vicious, which will backfire on them if they go down that road, because the best path forward for the Democrats is less vicious, less mean, less crazy, calm down. Act more civilized, act more reasonable. That's the path to victory. They're not going down that path. They're going down the more violent, radical, insane path. And that just scares normal people. Normal people see that and go, I don't want no part of that shit. I don't want people burning cars in the street, waving foreign flags. I don't want to deal with none of this in my community at all. And so when it's in a local election, straight Republican. Just vote Republican. I can't have this craziness coming to my town. Everything the Democrats have done since Donald Trump was elected has been an absolute disaster. It's been terrible political strategy. And I get there's a lot of coping going on right now with it. You guys are doing terrible right now. Trump is more popular than ever, stronger than ever, and the midterms do not look good for y'all. And the worst part is you're coping about it. You're coping about this shit. Coping ain't gonna get the win. Coping ain't gonna beat J.D. Vance in 2028. All that coping ain't gonna get the job done. Y'all still don't have a candidate either. You ain't even brainstorming it. You ain't even thinking about it. You're Pete Buttigieg. Are you out of your fucking mind? This is how I know the Democrats ain't serious. They talk about Pete Buttigieg, 2028. Pete Buttigieg versus J.D. Vance. Are you fucking high? No women, no gay men. The Democratic nominee needs to be a man, a masculine man. You need a man. Because your party looks weak and pathetic and men don't want to vote for it. You need a man. You need somebody men respect. You need to be figuring out your candidate. You need to be starting right now, thinking about it, vetting these people, figuring out who's going to be your guy. I wouldn't even be worried. If I was a Democrat, I wouldn't even be focused on Donald Trump. I wouldn't even be worried about him. Let the chips fall where they may, because I'll tell you this. It's going to go two ways. Either Trump's going to be a massive success, and therefore it doesn't even matter. You're going to lose 2028. Who cares? You're going to lose the midterms. Who gives a shit, right? If Trump succeeds at everything, how can he lose? You know what I'm saying? But if he fails, and you've spent the entire time while he's failing planning your strategy, getting a candidate, getting your messaging right and everything, you're ready for 2020. You're ready for the midterms. But if you spend it keying cars and acting like a faggot and screaming and blocking traffic and all this stupid shit, man, y'all gonna lose again. You're gonna lose again. Mark my words, you guys are fucking failing horribly right now. Trump is holding you on the ground and just beating the shit out of you right now. You're getting manhandled by Donald Trump right now. Every day. Like, you don't even have time to focus on anybody else. Like, what are RFKs over here doing? Or, RFKs over here, like, dismantling the vaccine industry or something. Nobody's got time to even fucking pay attention to that. So RFK's, like, in the shadows, just banning dyes and shit from jelly and shit. There's just shit going on with RFK. Sometimes you'll see a liberal crying about that for some reason. Like, oh, he's banning the artificial dyes from the jelly. I'm upset. Oh, like, why? What the fuck are you mad about that for? The fuck? You can't take my artificial dyes out. You can't take them out of the jelly. No. I love my artificial dyes. And who knows what it is. Hey, speaking of goofy shit, what about the Epstein stuff? What about all this? Where Pam Bondi comes out a few months ago, says that she has the list, it's on her desk, there's all these videos of him raping children or some crazy shit. I don't know. Remember they had a Project Veritas or something. They had her on hidden camera and shit. Admitting shit. And now today they come out and go, there is no client list. He killed himself. Now, the client list, to me, it makes a little bit of sense because if you think about it, the FBI had a list of all the pedophiles or something. Like, I don't know, that seems a little far-fetched. But she said that she had it, right? She went on TV and said it. I remember that. This is a very weird thing. The Epstein shit is very weird, very strange. What is going on with that? It's a weird thing. Of course, you have to remember, and I have to explain this to people all the time, that was not a top issue in the election. It might have been for you. But for a majority of voters, they didn't even think about that. You gotta realize, not everybody's sitting on social media like you and me, paying attention to all these stories like this. So it was immigration, the economy for these people. They weren't thinking about Epstein. So it's definitely something weird. A lot of questions there, but I don't see it hurting Trump. I see a lot of people going, oh, it's going to hurt Trump. Because I don't think a majority of the people that voted for him give a shit. I don't. I think it's a very online issue that we are interested in and we talk about. But as far as your average voter, don't care at all. I don't think there's many people that voted to release the Epstein list. I think they were voting on the economy and the border. Which is why you're never going to see it, because there's not going to be enough of a public outcry to get it released. And when people say, well, Trump's covering it up, most people are going to say, yeah, if Trump was raping children, wouldn't we have heard that by now? I mean, they've made up all these lies about him. Why wouldn't they tell us that? Why wouldn't they, So you've went so hard on Trump, you cried wolf so much that nobody believes that. Because when you say that, people just go, well, why didn't you show me that? Why don't you show me the video? Like, you made up Russia, and all this shit, but you have the smoking gun of Trump raping children, and you don't use that? Like, you put Trump on trial, lowering of, all these fake charges, but you have a connection to Epstein, you have all this evidence, why don't you, you know what I mean? There is no evidence. They don't have anything on Trump. The reason they're not releasing it, there's many theories. I've heard many theories. I've heard that some people say Trump's using it as blackmail. Trump's blackmailing people with it now. He's got the list of these people, and he's using it as leverage. Oh, if you don't do what I say, I'll release it. Yeah, maybe. That is a possibility. Other people say, well, Pam Bondi's doing it, Trump's not really paying any attention to that. He's so busy on other things. She's handling that. And she's protecting somebody else. That could be true, too. It's one of those two things, I think. It's probably somebody's being protected. It's probably, as I said many times, when that Epstein shit came out a couple of months ago, it was a big dud. I told y'all. This is a battle, man. There's a lot of powerful people on that list. And they're going to fight tooth and nail in the shadows for that never to come out. You're never going to see that. There's some powerful people, man. They're not letting that shit come out. You're not ruining their lives with that shit. And they'll do whatever it takes. So, you're never going to know. You're never going to see any of that. It'll never come out. Jesse Kelly made a good point. He's like, they could have destroyed all that when Trump won the election. Before he got sworn in, they could have destroyed it. Of course they could have. Makes a lot of sense that they would, if you think about it. Like, yeah, why wouldn't they? Wouldn't you? If you was in power, stop, Marshall, and this other guy just won the election, and he said he's going to release all these names of these people, and you had the ability to kind of to delete all that shit, wouldn't you do it? To protect yourself? I think you would. Now imagine you had billions of dollars and you had power. Marshall, quit. You had all this power. You just gonna sit back and let the list come out? You just gonna give up? No, you're gonna do what you gotta do. You're never gonna see it. Ever. You're never gonna see it. And maybe, look at this Diddy shit, all this stuff we heard about Diddy, and then he gets off. I was watching Piers Morgan today. They saying Diddy gonna do like 2 years, and he might not even do that. It's like, what? I thought he was like human trafficking. Man, it was crazy today. Because I ain't really been following the Diddy shit, but I was listening to Piers Morgan interviewing people about it today. And like that Cassie girl was like texting the guy, telling him how to piss on her and everything. Like, and she's acting like she's some victim. She was trafficked and made to have sex with these guys. And it's like, they were interviewing the guy. He had the guy on she was having sex with. He pissed on her. And he was saying, like, no, this was all consensual, and she was always in a great mood. And he was like, one night we were all partying, and he told her, he was like, yeah, I'm going to shave the side of your head. We're going to shave your head, side of your head, or whatever. And then I asked her, and she said, of course I'm going to do it. Whatever he wants, he gets. And he was like, oh, damn, all right. And then he said the next time he saw her, she had to have her fucking head shaved. So this picture they were trying to paint about Diddy, like trafficking these women. No, these women, there's text messages. They willingly were doing this. This is not like some fucking hostage situation or something. So, how much of the Epstein stuff that we've heard is even true? What's true and what ain't? We don't even know. We're just hearing shit. We're just hearing stories. Oh, this guy was involved, or this guy. Nobody even know. We know Prince Andrew was involved. We know that. That's pretty fucking common knowledge at this point. Bill Gates, it seems like he was involved. But then you hear like, well, Jay-Z, or you hear all these other names, and maybe not. I don't know. But when you see the Diddy stuff, and it's the same kind of all these stories you hear, and then you start to get to the facts in the court case, and it's like, no, they got text messages. She was consensually doing all this stuff, so no, she was not a human trafficking victim. So think about that when you think about the Epstein stuff. Like, who knows what would have came out in a trial? We never got trial. Who knows what we'd have heard? What text messages we would have seen. Of course, they put that Maxwell bitch in prison, and for human trafficking. Trafficking to who? Nobody else gets arrested. It's all a mess. But it's because it's powerful people, and they ain't going down, son. They ain't going down. You ain't taking them down with your vote. No. They ain't letting you do it, boy. That ain't happening. So just come to terms with the fact that you'll never know. There'll never be any justice for that. What can you do about it? It is what it is. Of course, Pam Bondi should have to answer for. I mean, she was saying they had all this stuff, and now it's just like, oh, we don't got anything. She said they got videos and all this shit. She said there would be arrest. She said that. I think another bitch said it too. Somebody else. That U.S. attorney or whatever. Pretty sure she said the same shit. Bongino. All these guys changed their tune when they got in there. Now the question is, in the case of Pam Bondi, Pam Bondi said there's videotapes, thousands of hours of tapes, she said. She said the client list was on her desk. She said that. Or the Epstein files or whatever. She said that. I think she said the Epstein files on her desk. Now they come out. No, we don't got nothing. Here's a videotape of his cell. Nobody went in or out. Like, what? I mean, I can believe he killed himself. I can believe that. I mean, you're Jeffrey Epstein, you're a human trafficker, and you've been arrested, the jig is up. Why wouldn't he kill himself? But I can also see other people killing him. See, both things are believable. It's totally believable that he killed himself. It's totally believable that somebody else killed him, that they killed him. So he couldn't talk or rat on anybody. They killed him. Both are believable scenarios, and that's why you'll just never know. You'll never know because it could go either way. You could make the argument either way. You can make a very convincing argument that he killed himself. You can make a convincing argument that they killed him. You're never going to know the facts. And maybe 30, 40 years from now when everybody's dead, maybe you'll learn something. I don't know, but it ain't coming out, boys. And Pam Bondi's got a lot of answer for it because she was saying all this shit like, what? What the fuck? Well, fuck Pam Bondi. Yeah, the guards, I mean, but see, who knows? Who knows if them reports were even true, right? Everybody lies so much, the media lies so much. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just hard to know what to believe anymore. Maybe that was just some fake reporting. I'll never no gaming PC for me. I'm actually trying to spend less money. I've stopped eating out. I've been eating at home and got rid of that laptop. So, won't be buying any gaming PCs, that's for sure. Don't need one. Don't have time for it. So, no thanks. Just stop being out. There's nothing to talk about with Wings or Redemption. He's irrelevant. I don't pay any attention to him or any of that stuff. I mean, I did eat Burger King the other day, but it was only like $5. I was going to Chick-fil-A like every day eating a fucking $10 meal, but I was like, fuck this. I did see, what was that? Somebody put in the Discord a couple days ago, a week or so ago. Wings was like shoving some woman on the ground, some gif or something. And I said, who's that woman? I had never seen that before. Because when I tell you I don't pay no attention, I don't watch anything. I don't follow any of that stuff. And somebody said that was his wife that he shoved on the ground. Like, what the fuck? Crazy. And like Boogie was there. I don't understand what the hell. Like, what's going on? But at the end of the day, I don't care enough to watch a video about it. Like, who cares? Like somebody, I seen something a couple weeks ago. It was like, I hadn't seen Boogie in a while. I hadn't seen nothing from him. And I seen Keemstar was like, Boogie says the N word. Had a video, and I'm just like, who cares, bro? Like that's just some story. Like you people are boring as fuck. You're like, oh my god, some guy said the N word on a live stream. Who gives a fuck? That's not news, man. Ain't nobody care about that, man. Attention whoring is not news. Matter of fact, when somebody attention whores, we should all ignore them. When some loser screams out, and Boogie follows me, I got nothing against him, but when some nerd screams out the N word for attention, we all should just ignore him.
Stop feeding into that crap. Hell, Minnesota Burns is, hell, that's long gone. All that drama shit is gay, and I'll prove it to you. And I'll give you an example of exactly why I don't do it anymore and will never do it again. I'm not saying I'll never argue with somebody, but I'm not making fucking gay ass. I don't even want to get on there and really. The shit that I saw with that Ethan guy and that fucking Hassan guy and that. Who's that one guy that's like fucking some skinny fag? That shit was so cringe, bro. That shit was cringe as fuck. There's nothing. I mean, I'm telling you, these YouTubers who like. It's always been gay to me where they get a following, they do this character or whatever, and then out of nowhere they say, I can't do that no more. And they stop doing it. And they try to like, and then it doesn't work, and then they go back to the character. And it's so gay. It's just so fucking gay, bro. Like, first of all, if you're going to stop making a particular type of content, don't try to go back to that content, after you fucking, well, I lost all my viewers, so I got to go back. No, you said you don't want to do that no more, then stop. Who cares? Ain't you made enough money? I mean, it's gay. And they're having gay ass fucking fake internet beef with each other, and it's all gay. Like, I made a video exposing you. Nothing gayer than somebody telling you that. Nothing gayer than somebody telling you they made a video. Good for you, guy. Good for you. Is it getting that bad on your channel where you got to make a video about some nobody like me to get views? That's some sad shit, man. That's some real sad shit. A video about how I fell off. Hell, I never fell on. I got to fall on. I never fell on. I was never on to fall off. I was never on anything. Talking about. I feel like I got the same amount of views I've always had. I really don't see the change. I don't notice it. Same shit to me. It's like when Trump bombed Iran. I did a stream. It got 2,000 views. That's what I've always got. 2,000 views a video. It's what I've always got. It's what's my channel's banned and I still can get 2,000 views off a channel nobody even knows about. So I don't even have 2,000 subs. I don't even have that amount of subs. It's hilarious. Do you know that how easy it would be just to get all that back? You know it's nothing, right? You know I could start tomorrow and just get it all back. With like that. It's that easy. It really is that easy. In fact, it would be easier than it was starting out. It would be very easy. It'd be so simple. It's boring though. To me, it's just boring. I don't know. I can't get into it. Boring. I mean, I get on my stream and my chat's full of the biggest retards in the world. I'm like, there's no intelligent conversation going on in here. It just bores me. I mean, you could make videos. You could make endless videos all day. There's so much retardation, but why? Why? They ain't making no money. Why? Which is really no big deal because I'm not spending any money on the stream anymore. So now it doesn't really matter. Notice I don't care. I don't complain about it anymore because it doesn't matter. I got rid of the laptop. Doesn't matter. I canceled everything that I was spending on the stream. I canceled all that shit. Fuck it. And now I can just go live and whatever. Simple. It's nice. It's actually nice. Takes all the stress away from the stream. The stream is not a stressful thing. It's not something I got to spend money on. It's just a stream. It's just there. It's
It's free. I mean, I thought about getting the Patreon going, but cares. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Thought about doing videos again. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I mean, hell, I already work 40 hours a week. That's enough. Fuck's sake. Come home and work too? I'm only live on YouTube. I canceled all my... It cost me $27 a month to multi-stream. I canceled that. Fuck it. People don't donate anymore. There's no reason to spend money on it. There's just no reason to. You get what you pay for. Maybe you get a stream a week, a good, and the rest of the time you get to watch me play Rust. It's nice. I'm gonna get some water. I'm about to go to bed for real. Tired. Tired. Well, I'm out of here. I'm going to bed. Zaxby's is good. I might be live tomorrow. I might not. I don't know. Might be live after work tomorrow. Might not. We'll see. Any final thoughts? I'm not getting on Russ. I just told you I'm going to bed. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to bed. I didn't even play anything tonight. I didn't feel like it. I'm going to bed. I got to work at 1 o'clock today. That means I got to go to sleep. I ain't going to be tired at work for no 5, that's for sure. I'm doing all right. I'm better than last year. What more can you ask for? You're going to donate $500? I doubt you're going to do that. My camera's not off. I turned the light off in the room because I'm about to get off and go to sleep. Is that all right with you? A face reveal. Isn't it funny?
It's funny, ain't it? Remember when I used to get on here and say that? When I used to say, I'm gonna stop showing my, I'm doing it on purpose, right? You have to be smart enough to know that I'm doing it on purpose, right? Where I've stopped showing my face. You know that what I'm doing, right? Have you caught on to that? That I've done it now for so long that people come in here and go, "Why are you hiding your face?" People say that to me now. Like, "Oh, you're hiding your face." And remember when I used to get on here and say, "One day I'm going to stop showing my face on the stream for a while. That way I can get people to say that." And I'll get people to tell me I'm hiding my face, I'm ashamed of my face, or whatever the stupid ass shit. Even though I've showed my face on here for years, for like 15 goddamn years, but see how easy it is just stop showing your face. I mean, I could start wearing a mask, you know, and making videos in a mask, and people would start going, "We need a face reveal." Like, if people are retarded, they wouldn't even go back and watch the old videos. They would just say, "Oh, he never showed his face." And people would say, "No, that's him right there, this video here." And then I would say, "No, that's not me. People's lying. I'm making that shit up, man. I wear a mask. Put a little voice mod on. That sounds fun. Playing a character sounds fun. I think I'm going to make like a liberal channel where I'm like a liberal. And I play a liberal. And I just come up with crazy liberal arguments. Honestly, I think I could do a better job. It seemed like a fun challenge, right? To try to be a liberal and try to come up with convincing liberal arguments. What if I did it and got so good at it that I became the top liberal influencer? I don't even think it. Honestly, I don't think it would be hard to become the top liberal influencer. I don't. I think it would be quite easy. Of course, the liberals are such a mess. I mean, it's God. First of all, you got to hate the Jews. Gotta hate the Jews. If you hate the Jews, you can get right and left people on your side. There's a lot of people on here, I think, pretend to hate the Jews just to get y'all to watch them. There's a lot of bullshit going on here. Read the comments. We'll make some comments worth reading. How about that? Let's read the comments. How about we read some of these? What are we missing here? I'm going to go through some of these comments for you. I wouldn't sleep tonight. I know why I'm new. I like your voice. Work at Uber Eats. Apply for Uber Eats. Yes, Uber Eats. Uber Eats is ass. What time is it? Work Uber Eats. Read the comments. For real, bro, read the comments. I've already seen that here. Read your comments. What you up to, you big nose? Yes, I actually like Jews. And then what? I mean, it's not really, not worth reading. People used to type elaborate stories in the you see how the comment section has fell off. You see what I mean? If you've been here for a long time, you know that comment section. People used to write fantasy fiction in the comments, fiction stories about me like having sex with black guys and shit, like crazy stories. We would read them. We'd make a video. I'd see them in the comments and I'd say, "This is crazy," and I'd say, "I'm gonna make a video and I'll read this comment because it's such a good comment." This guy put so much work into this crazy comedy, came up with this crazy fantasy about me getting raped in a prison or something. Who does this? And now we just have people want attention for asking you what time it is. I mean, what the fuck? Put some effort in. Put a little effort into it. A little effort in. I'm not going to get up and turn the light on. So, sorry, Andy. Sorry, Andy. You're just going to have to believe I'm scared to show my face and that I can't afford a light bulb. You're just going to have to believe that because I'm not getting up, turn the light on. Sorry, Andy. I turned it off to lay down and go to sleep. I'm about to go to bed, Andy. I am poor, though, yeah. Who ain't these days? I mean, the light was just on. You should have been in here when the light was on. If you put the lights on CPS, well, why would I be... Andy, can you explain to me why I would be worried about CPS? I live by myself, Andy. What would CPS be at my house? That don't even make sense. There ain't no children here, Andy. It's just me. That don't make no sense, Andy. Oh, I'm a real danger. A real danger, Andy. Now he's pretending I'm a pedophile. Andy, what's going on in your life that's making you act like a faggot at 4 in the morning? Anytime I see people like you, that's the question I want to ask. That's what fascinates me. What causes a guy to be so miserable that he's up at 4 in the morning? It's 9 a.m. That's even worse. You're up at 9 in the morning making up fantasies about a total stranger. It's weird, Andy. I do this all the time. Go live all the time. See, I have an audience, Andy. You don't. That's why you're trying to piggyback off me. You're in here crying out for my attention. You couldn't go live anywhere and nobody would care. That's why you're in here, Andy. Begging for a stranger's attention. No, Willie, you can't get a shout out. I didn't say I was popular. No, when did I say that, Andy? There's that fantasy again. Andy's calling me delusional while he's coming up with delusional shit that I didn't even say. Interesting, isn't it? Coping about what, Andy? You're not doing very well at this, Andy. You just said what, though? What are you talking about? Guys aren't making no sense. Nah, I won't dream about Andy. He'll be forgotten. Like so many are that come in here and beg for attention. It's been a while since we've had somebody that really had an impact, like a Parr or like a Prophet Ascending type of guy, you know, that's really made an impact. You had Stern, but I think that's just Parr. So that doesn't count. That's just the same guy. Ricky Perez, where have you been? He probably does beat his meat to my voice. I always thought, you know, Parr might have had like some sexual thing, like he wanted to be yelled at. Like he's one of these guys that likes to be abused. He wants people yelling at him and talking shit to him. It's a weird guy. Ricky Perez used to yell at him too. And he was like into it. Weird. Andy, when you're ready to have a real conversation, tell me what's going on and making you so miserable. That's an interesting conversation to me. You desperately trying to insult, it's just boring. If you think you're the first guy, it's so boring. We get it. Do we notice the things we do because they're visible or because we want to see them? What? Do we notice the things we do because they're visible or because we want to see them? What do you... Are you high? Andy, I promise you, nobody thinks I'm boring. You're literally up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 9, whatever it is, listening to every word. If I was boring, you wouldn't even be sitting here, Andy. Give it a rest, Andy. Trust me, Andy, that stuff you're trying to do ain't gonna work on me, Andy. I got too many motherfuckers messaging me every day. Make videos, do like you used to, make videos. Trust me. I know I ain't boring. But I wonder what's going on in your life. I wonder what's going on in your life. Got you so miserable. No one ever wants to talk about that. Like, I'm a guy that wants to hear about the real shit. Like, what making you so... All the fake attention seeking, insult shit. Who cares? I wonder what drives you people, like, makes you so miserable. Like, what's going on? What makes a man get up at 9 in the morning and just be so miserable, so upset, so angry? That's what I like to find out. So I kept Parr around. Would always talk to him. Like, what is... And I learned a lot about Parr. Like, what makes him so miserable. Like, he's a guy that... He's got money. But when you look at Parr, you realize money ain't everything. That's what a guy like Parr makes you realize is there's more to life than having money. Because you can have a bunch of money and be miserable and lonely as fuck. So clearly money isn't everything. It's not what you should strive for in your life. Because there's tons of rich people miserable as hell. Way more miserable than you. And I've talked to Parr enough where I realize what it is. He's living a life that he don't want to live. I think Parr wants to do what I like. I think he wants to have like a show people listen to, whatever. But, first of all, it's hard to even make money doing that anyway. Number one, I don't make a bunch of money doing it. I used to, but, you put less effort in, you make less money. That's life. But I think he likes that. He's a guy that doesn't really have a lot of attention in his life. So he gets online and he latched onto me. He was getting attention from people in the chat and everything. In a way, and it sounds ridiculous, but it's true, he felt like he was somebody. As silly as that sounds, because I'm a nobody. And this is what I used to tell him all the time. I've told him in private, and I've told this guy many times, I'm a nobody, man. So don't waste so much time worrying about me, because I'm a nobody. And I'm just a boring, normal guy. There's no controversy. There's nothing exciting going on in my life. I'm living a normal-ass life. Doing normal shit. But poor Parr has to work this job that he doesn't want to work because his parents have his parents are rich, they're successful, and they have a vision for him. And he has to adhere to that. And it's sad. It is sad. Sad to see. That's why I always told him, I'm like, live your life, do what you want to do, not what daddy wants. Live the life you want to live. Oh, I got this great job and everything. Yeah, but you're miserable. You're going home, you're drinking every night, you're just miserable. Like when you talk to the guy, you see how miserable he is. You just see the misery. Like we could be, it could be New Year's Eve or whatever, no matter what it is. We could be streaming, people could be having a couple of drinks or whatever, and he'll pop in and act like everyone's a alcoholic or something. Like he's just miserable. He's like a buzzkill. Like he'll just come in the room, kill everybody's buzz. He's such a weird guy. Where he was telling me that one time, he was like, because he was drinking like a fish. He had a serious alcohol problem. Remember, he was taking pictures, posting it in the Discord of all the empty bottles and shit. He had a problem. And he was projecting that onto everybody. I remember I drank like 2 screwdrivers one night, and he was like, oh my God, you're going to fucking get alcohol. It's like, not everybody's like you, man. I think a lot of people project their misery on everybody else. I see that, like people that have addiction problems, get addicted to different things, whatever. If they see you, have a drink or something, it's like, oh my God, they start fucking acting stupid. And I tell them all the time, like, I'm not you. All right? I'm not you. I'm not going to become an alcoholic, bro. Like, I don't like drinking enough to even do so. Like, what? You know how into alcohol you got to be to become an alcoholic? I don't even like drinking. That's why I don't do it every day. Because it's like, ugh. Last time I did it, it made my stomach hurt. I ain't did it since. Like a week ago or something. Like, just, ugh. And I only had half of a drink. And I was just like, yeah, I'm just not feeling it. And then people who have serious alcohol problems are like, God, you don't, just be careful, man. Nah, man, I'm fine, man. I'm fine, brother. Worry about you. Don't worry about me and what I'm doing. I'm a grown man. But it's always someone who's like destroying their life with it. They're just fucking going crazy with it. And they're lecturing you, and you're just like, trust me, man, that ain't happening to me. Ain't no fucking way. I'm not drinking a whole fucking case of fucking liquor. That's insane. Remember that picture he posted? There was like fucking 30 damn bottles of beer. Like, holy shit, man. Calm down. But you drink like that when you're miserable. When life is fine, you're happy, everything's good, you have a drink here and there, just to relax or whatever. But when you're drinking to excess, it's because you're hurting. You hurting. I can't remember the last time I like drunk a lot and was drunk. I can't even remember it. Usually I just get a buzz. I don't drink enough to get drunk. You idiots think I do because I have more energy than you. You could not do what I do because you need alcohol to do it. You hear me talking like this, you're like, oh, you must be drunk or something. No. But I get it. I get what that is. It's a projection. It's like, well, I have to drink to be social and talk and shit. How can you do it? What you need to do is you need to live your life. Quit living mommy and daddy's life. Quit living the life they want. That's what a lot of y'all's problem is. You got your family stuck up your ass too much. One of the best things I ever did last year was getting away from my family. Getting them all away from me. And keeping them at a distance so I could just focus on my life. And my shit. And not worry about mama or grandmama or whoever the fuck. Bubby, sissy, day. Don't move to New York because daddy got you a job. Go work some job you don't want to work.
because you feel like you have to. Don't do it. Or do it and be miserable, right? You could be broken, or you can go get the fancy job daddy got and have the money, but clearly that's not helping that man. Clearly it's not bringing him any joy. I mean, nobody wants to go to work. If we all could just sit around and a check would arrive, how we do that? But that's not how life works. So you got to work, but don't do something that you just hate. You're miserable, and then you get online every night. You take it out on everybody else. You tell everybody else who's clearly happier than you how miserable they are. It always fascinated me. And when he was in here the other day telling me how miserable I was, it's just like, no, Paul, I'm pretty happy right now. I got a girlfriend, I got a job, I'm about to get a promotion, a raise. I don't know what I'm supposed to be mad about. I mean, I'm the type of guy that's grateful I was broke as fuck last year, so I think things are going pretty good. What's there to be upset about? What's there to be bent out of shape about? I'm going to lay down in this bed. I'm going to sleep till noon. I'm going to get up, take a shower, and go to work. I'm going to be at work. I'm going to listen to podcasts and work, and then I'm going to go home. What's there to be miserable about? But see, I'm not doing something I don't want to do. I'm doing a job that I specifically wanted to do. A job that I should have kept doing, that I should have always done. I should have never quit fucking when I was doing it 10 years ago. I should have stuck with it. Because I'm good at it. Do what you're good at and do what you enjoy doing. Don't do what daddy wants. If you live your parents' life, you're going to be miserable. You'll realize that one day. You'll get my age and daddy will be gone and mom will be gone. You'll think, what did I do? You'll have money and everything, but money ain't everything, man. It's not. I see too many miserable motherfuckers got all this money. Keep telling me how much money they got. I'm like, why are you so damn miserable then? Why are you such a buzzkill? There's always one guy. It could be, we've had New Year's Eve. We'd have streams on New Year's Eve. And everybody be drinking. That's what you do on New Year's Eve. And there'll always be one guy that comes in, he's miserable. Tells us all how we're alcoholics. Oh, we got a problem or whatever. It's like, what a weird guy. Y'all realize how weird you are? I try to help y'all, man, but y'all weird. Y'all do weird shit. Like Andy's weird. He's just a weird guy to me. It's a weird thing to do. Get up at 9 in the morning and just be crying to some stranger that you don't even know. It's like a weird thing to do. I wouldn't do it. That's weird to me. I wouldn't be watching some random live stream anyway of some person I didn't even know. I wouldn't be doing that anyway. That's a weird thing to do to begin with. Who the fuck is this guy randomly watching? And then he's like, oh, this is boring. Well, if it was boring, you wouldn't be watching it. It must be entertaining. You're sitting there watching it. Crying out for the attention. Crying out from the attention of a man that's just more entertaining than you. I mean, it's so funny, people trying to convince me, this is boring. Well, God, tell these people in the DMs. Tell these people every day, ask me to talk about this, talk about that, talk about this, talk about that. I'd have quit streaming a long time ago if I didn't have all these people coming in here every day begging me to talk about this, begging me to talk about that. That's the only reason I'm here. Because all day at work, I get messages. Hey, you going to talk about this later? Are you going to go live later and talk about this? Then I go live and some nobody guy tells me how, I'm more relevant than you. Accept it. I'm a nobody, but you're more of a nobody than me. If I die today, people will mourn. If you died, and your family, I guess, will mourn it. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody cares. Just accept it. It's not my fault. You know? I can't help it. I can't help it. I'm so great. I can't help that. I can't help it that I can lay in the darkness and talk and people listen to it. I don't have to have some fancy background. I don't have to get an HD camera and set it up in a tripod or some shit. I don't have to do that. But if I did it, here's the thing. If I did set up the tripod, I would even be better. You understand? Because I know how to use facial expressions. That's why people want me to turn my camera on. Because not only do I know how to talk, I know how to use my face. See, I've been doing this for 15 years. I know what I'm doing. I just don't care anymore. I don't care. You gotta make me care. I mean, trying to convince me I'm not good at it, that's not going to work. I've already proven that to myself. You got to come up with a new strategy. I don't know, get to me or whatever you're trying to do. You're probably just bored. You're probably at work. Some fucking horrible job you hate. You're just like, God, I hate this job. I'll take it out on this guy. And I'm glad I'm here for you to take it out on, because it don't bother me. You won't hear about me killing myself or some goofy shit. You ever hear of this? People kill themselves over the comments. God, Jesus Christ. I couldn't imagine. There was a story in the news a couple of weeks ago. Some girl, I don't know a lot about this, but some woman was like a streamer or something, and she like saved animals or something on a. She saved animals, and they trolled the shit out of her till she killed herself. It's like, what the fuck? Like, it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me to kill yourself, but it's also crazy to me to troll some woman who's just trying to save the animals, and you're just trolling her. Like, what the fuck? You're telling her to kill herself. Like, it's crazy. And you're not going to be able to convince a guy like me that you're not miserable as fuck when you're doing that. You're just not going to be able to convince me. Like, when I see it, I go, wow, this guy's miserable. I don't see it and go, oh my God, it hurt my feelings. I say, this poor son of a bitch. Because I remember when I was miserable and I did that shit. I didn't go into random live streams because I'm more tagging, I don't have to stoop to such a pathetic level, but see, I can make videos and people actually watch them. So I'm not in the comment section. I do my own shit, but I used to make videos on this or make videos on this person or that person. And then as you get less miserable, you don't want to do that anymore because you're not miserable. You're not taking out your misery on others. You're content and at peace with life. So there's no reason to do that, you see. So many of you are miserable. You're living a life you don't want to live. Just like me last year, living a life. The past couple of years, doing shit I don't want to do because it was the right thing to do. That's another thing. I try to tell people this because I know people in real life that are doing the same thing I was doing. They're doing it right now. And I tell them, don't do it. You're going to regret it. You're going to look back and you feel like you wasted time trying to be a good person. And what you'll realize is people just spit in your face. When they don't need you anymore, they cast you out. And you did all this stuff. Try to be a good person. Try to do the right thing. Trying to help a family member do the right thing to do, but The right thing to do is to help yourself. You can't help others. You really can't. You can't help them. Help yourself. And let other people help them. Let them figure it out. And what you'll find is they always figure it out. That's what you'll find out. They figure it out. Now, they're going to guilt trip you and try to make you feel bad, but when you stand your ground, you'll realize these people they'll be just fine without you. They figure it out. People just don't lay down and die. They figure life out. The less you help them, the more they got to figure it out. The more they change their behaviors to do that. You'll change your behavior. You'll say, no one's coming to save me. If I keep living like this, then I'm fucked. So I got to stop. Simple. Or they'll go find somebody else to take care of them. And then they got a problem with you because you decided to go live your own life. It's hilarious to me. I will promise you this, though. You'll get to a point in your life, you'll get old enough where you won't care. You won't give a fuck how anybody thinks. All you'll care about is having a peaceful life and a peaceful day. That's all you'll care about. You'll ignore people. You won't feel obligated. There's a ton of people I don't even text them back. I don't feel obligated to. I'll text you back when I feel like it. I'll call you on the phone if I feel like it. Because I got my own shit going on. My own shit to do. I'm not got time to worry about you and what you're doing. I wish you well, though. Gotta quit living for other people and quit trying to help other people. Just help yourself. I mean, if you can help people, go ahead, I guess, if you're rich. But I mean, hell, I was helping other people and I didn't have shit for myself. Enough of that. Best decision I ever made. Get away from all that. Get away from your family. Stop letting them move in with you. Stop all that shit. Well, your final thoughts before I go to bed. Definitely put a mask on first. You're right about that. Mask up. Last thing you want to do is give somebody COVID while you're trying to help them. That wouldn't be nice. Did Andy leave? Oh, come back, Andy. Andy, come back. We'll miss him. We'll miss him. Guys, like if I give you $5 for you get on a rush for the next couple of hours, like what? High as a kite. That ain't happening. I did. We've been waiting. Duckhead's been demanding you get on Russ. He's not happy with you. I got banned. That channel got banned. Because I made fun of some bitch. You need to get in contact with Duckhead, Ricky. He ain't happy. He ain't happy with you. Duckhead's taking this wipe very serious. He's committed to this base that he's built. He's very serious. And he ain't happy with you. Let me tell you something that I seen the other day and I couldn't believe it. And this, if you know Duckhead, this will shock you. But Duckhead literally told Rogue to quit trolling and log in. Duckhead is so serious about the wipe, he don't even got time for trolling. Like, he don't want to deal with y'all's trolling. He wants you to get on and fucking get some wood. He's pissed. He was promised y'all was going to log in, and you betrayed him. And that's how he feels right now. Like you left him hanging. He told Rogue, quit trolling, log in, enough. You know you trolling too much when Duckhead tell you to stop. That should be a wake-up call for Rogue.
When Duckhead is like, enough. I'm telling you right now. It's like Keith Richards telling you, maybe you need to lay off the drugs and alcohol, you know? Like, holy shit. Like some drug addict, alcoholic comes up to you and says, hey man, maybe you need to get some help. And you're like, what? That's what this is like. When Duckhead tells you to stop trolling, you know you got a problem. I've never seen Duckhead not troll. I've never seen it in my life. I've never seen it. It was the first time I've ever seen him act serious. I swear to God. I've never seen it before, and I probably never will again. But that's how serious he is about this wipe. He's deadly serious. Oh, I don't even care if you play the wipe. Hell, I don't care. It's Duckhead. It's Duckhead's base. He built it. I'm not. I just get on and play. I don't care what y'all do. He was like, should I let coconuts in the base? I said, it's your base. Do what you want. I don't give a shit. He'll slit Coconut's throat if he does something. I tell you that. Duckhead ain't playing right now with that wipe. He ain't playing about that base. He ain't fucking around. So you need to DM Duckhead and you need to apologize after everything he's done for you. Nah, I'm black. I'm black, Trey Martin. I'm a black man. People used to tell me I sound black. I'm gonna never put my face on here. I'm gonna delete all the videos that have my face in it, and then I'm gonna convince people I'm black, and then I'll do a face reveal one day, and people go, "What the fuck?" I haven't played Call of Duty in a long time. I tell you the game I'm buying next month, Gears of War. Reloaded or whatever it's called. That's the next game I'm buying. That's a day one. And I'll be streaming it. I'll stay up for 20 more minutes. I'll go to bed at 5 a.m. Since that guy sent a 5 on this stream. You're welcome. I haven't played Pokemon in a long time. It's a good game, though. It's a fun little game. Last time I played Pokemon, I was working in Food Line. Everybody in the deli, all these black guys working in the deli, and they convinced me to buy a DS and Pokemon. And I bought it, and I beat the game, and then I got bored with it and stopped playing. But while I played it, I did enjoy it. Now, when I was a kid, I played Pokemon, but then I quit playing for a while, and then I played that. It was like 2009 or some shit. It's like when Silver and Black came out. Had like a black DS. They had you could get the game and the DS bundle, and I bought that. Beat the game. I swear it was like Pokemon White and Black or some shit. Played it, beat it, got bored. Nah, that remaster would be better because it's the original game. The best Gears of War game is the first one. They've been downhill ever since, but the first one is a masterpiece. The campaign, the multiplayer, perfection. One of the greatest games ever made.
I put it right up there with The Last of Us 1, Grand Theft Auto. Put it up there. Good campaign, good multiplayer. I mean, what the fuck? The whole game's perfect. And you can do co-op campaign. Yeah. Angry Birds is alright, but it ain't nothing special. Some free mobile game. Might paying for that. Poor Tony ran away. Was that his name, Tony? That was his name, right? I think it was. Tony. Miserable guy. Pray for these miserable guys. Think about it. Ricky Perez just got out of prison. He ain't even that miserable. That's what I'm saying. Ricky Perez was probably more happy in prison than some of these guys are that sitting here and cry all day. I guarantee Ricky Perez was more happy in prison than Parr is in his normal day-to-day life. Ain't that crazy? That's crazy, but it is true. You know it is. You know it is. Oh, his name was Andy. You see how I done forgot who, I'll call him Tony. See what I mean? Like you're boring, you know? You're nothing special. Done forgot your damn name. He's like, I'll pretend you're a pedophile. I'm like, okay, what's that supposed to do? I'm just a rare type of guy, ain't I? Like, this shit works on other people, don't it? But me, it doesn't. Like, because I don't understand it. Like, I'm supposed to give a shit that you're pretending I'm a pedophile? Like, I'm supposed to care that you're playing some pretend shit? Like, what's that supposed to, like, to me, it doesn't do anything. What's it supposed to do? Making up shit about me doesn't bother me. Like, it doesn't, like, what is it supposed to do? I'm supposed to get upset about some fake shit? What's there to get upset about? I'm actually pretty stoned off this vape, so I mean, I'm pretty calm. I just have natural energy, you understand? You're like, this guy sounds angry. I'm not angry at all. Just have energy. You don't have any. Danda 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 danda. Danda 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 danda. Danda 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 danda. Remember that one guy was like, be quiet, you're gonna wake mama. That was funny. And then I was like, Mom. And mom didn't say nothing back. Ain't nobody moving in with me, so trust me. Fuck all that. Just me and the dogs here. Tell Voxer to join the stream for the last 15 minutes. He's in the Discord. Probably doesn't even know we're live. Tell him. Tell him got 15 minutes left before I go to bed. Or somebody pays me to stay up till 6. And that's not going to happen. You ain't got enough money to pay me to stay up till 6. And then sleep for 6 hours. You ain't got enough money. I did talk about Epstein, yes. We talked about that. We got in depth on that, so I'd just rewatch the replay.
I'd say this stream's worth rewatching from the beginning, I would say. Not a lot of dead air in this. We talked about everything. We talked about Elon, new party, everything. The storms, everything. Epstein, all of it. I'm broke too. I gotta pay rent. Gotta pay my rent on Wednesday. Ooh. You're not gonna tell Boxer to get in here? What a coward. Oh well. Fuck him. What about that Superman movie? Boxer was getting all bent out of shape about that. They're saying, I think it'll be good. I think the Superman movie will be good. I'm gonna go see it. It looks good. Now, James Gunn made some comments. I don't know how I feel about those comments he made. Because he was sounding like this is gonna be some political, like, fucking, If Superman says some shit about how he's an illegal alien or whatever, just, oh my God. Jesus. I'm telling you, when people go to movies, especially movies that are set in like fictional places, like Metropolis is not a, you know what I mean? This is a fictional world. People don't want to hear about the politics of the modern time. You know what I mean? They just want to escape and go watch a movie. Well, comic books have always been. I understand. I don't need you to tell me that. I'm not a retard. Okay, I know things. All right. Don't need you to tell me. But you're missing my point. And do what you want, by the way. You can make whatever movie you want. I don't give a fuck. Make whatever movie you want. But I'm just saying, like, people just want to go watch a movie and not hear about Trump or illegal alien. You know what I mean? They want to escape and go watch a movie, especially a fictional superhero movie. And you can make that movie without inserting the politics of the times we live in into the movie. You can do that. Now you don't have to. You can do whatever you want. But I think you're going to piss off a lot of people in either direction. Like if you made a Superman movie where he was like beating up Antifa or something, you're going to piss off a bunch of liberals. If you made a movie where he was like beating up ICE agents, well, you piss off, you know what I'm saying? So why do any of that? Why not just make a Superman fighting fucking aliens or something from another planet? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go in this political direction. You can. I'm not saying you can't. But you should just focus on making a good movie. I don't think people want any of that shoved into the Superman movie. I just think they want to go see a Superman movie. I don't think they want Superman to be MAGA. I don't think they want Superman to be a liberal. I just think they want to go see a Superman movie and not think about any of that shit during the movie. And I think that's the recipe for success. And don't take my word for it. Just look at Disney. Look at the shit they've been doing. Nobody wants to watch any of that woke horse shit. That shit with all this political messaging shoved into it. Nobody likes it. So, name one movie that shoved that political shit into it that was a success. They all flop. So why would you put it in a Superman movie? But I don't know. We'll see. I haven't seen the movie. I'm just going off the guy's comments. And the comments, first of all, James Gunn's a liberal. And the comments just come across like, oh God, he's gonna. I could just see Superman talking about how he's not, Superman saying, I'm an illegal too, or some shit. Like, oh God. And how do you deport Superman? How are you supposed to get him out of here? He's Superman. What am I gonna do? Cuff him? Send the ICE agents to get him? Superman's an immigrant. Oh, oh God. The way James Gunn, the way he was talking like that he's shoving all this shit in about immigration into the movie. That's what he said. He said this movie's political. It's going to be political. And he's like, we've lost our human values. What did he say? Some shit he said. But like, no, we haven't. We actually haven't. We're just not letting our values get used against us. We're not letting the good nature be used against us, which is what communists do. Communists use those things against you. They use your own morals against you. You're like, we got to deport all these people. They're driving our wages down. We got criminals in the country. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, but this poor woman, she just came here for a better life. And oh, God, oh. And they know you're a good person. They know you're going to feel sorry. So they use that against you. But it ain't about that. It's about putting your interests first, putting the country's interests first. It's just very simple. Don't let these people use you being a good person against you. There's nothing wrong with deporting people that illegally entered the country. There ain't nothing wrong with it. It's the right thing to do. And if you're not going to do it, you don't even have a country. If people can just fucking... This idea, I seen one guy crying because, well, they're looking at people's social medias before they let them in the country. And you think they shouldn't? You think we shouldn't know who's coming in our country? And why do we want some guy coming in our country who's gonna cause a bunch of problems? You come to this country and you start protesting in the street. That don't even make sense, man. Why the hell should we accept that? Why should we accept foreigners coming here and protesting in our streets and blocking traffic and all? Like, what the hell? Does that make any sense to anybody? Do you think you should be able to go to Mexico and have a protest like 2 weeks later after you got there? Come on, man. It's like when they were deporting these people on these college campuses and they're like, well, they're doing it for Israel. It's like, no, they're not. These people are troublemakers. These people they're legal. They come over here on visas and shit. And then they're on college campuses stirring up problems, stirring up protests and shit all day, being a nuisance. Why? Why don't we send him home? Like, to have a guy in the country protesting is just crazy to me. It's just a crazy thing to me. Like, you hate this country so much, leave, motherfucker. Why are you even here? You ain't supposed to be here. We let you in and it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger said, you're a guest. Act like a guest. America lets you in here. You don't come in here and fucking start shitting all over the place and kicking the couch and got your feet on the couch. Act like you got some sense. Busting out the windows in the house and shit. You're a guest. Them bitches on The View didn't like that when Arnold was like lecturing them. He's like, you're a guest. And they couldn't say nothing to Arnold because he's an immigrant. He's from another country. And he was like, hell no. Arnold don't like these illegals either. What you're going to find out about illegal immigration is there's a lot of people. They may not like Trump, but they agree with deporting these people. Because, I mean, they're giving immigrants a bad name. And liberals are lumping all the immigrants together. So the good immigrants that did it the legal way getting lumped in with these lunatics. Getting lumped in with all these illegals that did it the wrong way. They don't want to be lumped in with them. Like, the country is turning on immigration. And if you're a guy like Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's not good. Like, oh, fuck. I mean, immigration gave him the life he has. If he couldn't come to America, he would have never had this life.
So I think people like him are starting to wise up and realize, and this is something the gay community didn't realize, is, the gay community let itself get lumped in with the trans, and the gay community is really in bad shape now because of that. Like, the public has really turned on it. And the same is happening to immigrants. And so good immigrants need to be like, yeah, get these people out of here. They're not making you look good at all. I've seen some videos, like, this whole mall in, like, Minneapolis, the entire mall was full of Somalians. And it's like, what is going on? What in the world? It's just a weird thing. Why is there 60,000 Somalians in some random Minneapolis city? Where'd they come from? How'd they get there? And they've taken over a town. They've taken it over. It's like little Somalia, some. And everyone's just supposed to be okay with it. But don't you think people from Somalia live differently than us? You're going to have a culture clash when you do something like that. This is not one Somali guy or 10 of them or a couple of families that moved in the community. All that nice Somali family over there. They're nice people. No. This is 60,000 of them shoved into a town. It's a very different thing than having a few people come here, whatever. When you're mass immigrating all these people and you're shoving them into one area, you're drastically changing that area. And of course those citizens are going to have a problem with it. I mean, what the fuck are we doing? By the way, when white people do it, they call it colonization or gentrification or some shit. When white people do the exact thing they're doing, it's a problem. But when they do it, it's totally fine. I'm not supposed to notice this hypocrisy from you people? It's hard not to notice. You're giant fucking hypocrites. That's why I can't take nothing you say serious. Watching them bring up the Bible or bring up Jesus and all this stuff as if they know anything about the Bible or Jesus, as if they follow any of that stuff. But they want to lecture you on it. They want to, you say you're a Christian. Well, what about this Bible passage? You don't even know nothing about the Bible, man. You're a damn atheist. You're an actual Satanist. That's what you are. You call yourself an atheist, but you're really a Satanist. You worship the devil. You do. I've seen enough. I've seen enough of you. You worship Satan. You claim you don't believe in the devil, but you do. You do deep down in your heart. That's why you're so evil. I mean, if I got to hear another liberal tell me, God, if we deport all these people, the price of vegetables are going to go up or something, like, oh my God, bro. So you advocating for the same people that told me everyone deserves a living wage are advocating for lower wages for illegal aliens so they can have cheap vegetables and fruits. You realize Stephen Miller, fuck, the Golden Jew. I call him the Golden Jew, Stephen Miller. The Golden Jew is fucking you all up. This ain't Donald Trump, by the way. This is the Golden Jew. The Golden Jew is doing the deportations and Tom Homan. Tom Homan ain't fucking with you. And the Golden Jew ain't fucking with you either. And they fucking y'all up bad, bro. They got you motherfuckers saying dumbass shit, exposing yourself. It is so funny. And you falling for it too. You going right into it. And they want you to do it too. They love it. They love that you get on there and you say, the price of food will go up if we deport the... Well, when the price of food went up because of your stupid fucking vote for Biden, you didn't seem to care. But if the price of food go up, we deport all these illegal aliens. Now, I don't know, man. I have a hunch that they'll actually go down. I know that sounds crazy, but I just have this feeling that you're wrong about everything. And then if I just stand with Trump and trust Trump and Trump gets his way, I'll be much better off. I mean, I did it your way. I've done it your way. It didn't work. So, like I said during the election, I'll take my chances with Trump. It's so simple. Like, I tried you. We elected Biden. We tried. It was a total failure. And so we're going with Trump again. We're just going to get, and this time we're not making the same mistake as last time. We're letting Trump do his thing so we can see if it works. We won't ever know. We can't live the rest of our lives thinking, man, maybe I should have trusted Trump more. Maybe I should have let him do his thing and see if it worked instead of running my mouth so much and acting like I know more than him. I'm not the president of the United States. I didn't defeat the mainstream media, the CIA, the goddamn Democratic Party, the deep state. I didn't defeat all these people. I didn't make a fool of all these clowns. The entire court system was destroyed and owned by Trump. I mean, NATO, the list goes on. So that's where I'm at with Trump. I'm just going to trust him. I'm not going to vote for a guy and then spend the entire 4 years questioning every move he makes. That don't even make sense to me. Now, when I didn't vote for him the first time, I was questioning him all the time. And I had every right to. I didn't vote for the motherfucker. I voted for him this time. So I'm going to let him do his thing. I'm going to have some faith in the guy I voted for. I know I'm learning that that's a very strange concept to y'all, to vote for a guy you actually have faith in, but that's what I did. That's why I voted for Trump this time. I didn't vote for Trump this time to own you or whatever. I actually voted for him because I trust that he knows what he's doing. And I have faith in him to fix a lot of this bullshit. But I can't pretend like I know best the whole fucking 4 years. Like, oh my God, questioning every move. And imagine if I would have done it. I would have questioned the tariffs. I'd have been wrong about that. I'd have questioned when the stock market went down. I'd have panicked about that. I'd have made a fool of myself. I'd have panicked about Iran. I'd have made a fool of myself. But I didn't do any of that. Instead, I trusted the guy I voted for, and it all worked out. Imagine that. So why wouldn't I continue to do it? Why would I not continue? What losses have I taken by trusting Trump? Nothing. If you would remember when Trump said this is a great time to buy stocks. You know, the stock market started going up right after that, and it's still going up. Trump tried to help you. He literally tried to make you some money. He literally told you, get in, start investing on these stocks. Everything's going to go back up. He told you that. And we all should have invested, and we didn't. Maybe some did. I didn't. We should have. Even Bitcoin went down to 70,000. Now I think it's, 110 or some shit? I don't know. It's up there. Trump literally gave you an opportunity to make a bunch of money, and we should have trusted him. We all should have just trusted him. We didn't. Lesson learned. The next time Donald Trump gets on there and goes, hey, buy some stocks. If Trump got on that Twitter tomorrow and said, buy Bitcoin, I'd figure, I don't have any money right now because I got to pay my rent. But I think I'd be questioning just putting that rent money right into it. I'd be wrestling with it. Because last time he said that, goddamn. Last time he told you to invest in the stock market's still going up. Let Trump get on Twitter and say, hey, it's a great time. I'm telling you, buy some Bitcoin right now. You better buy some goddamn Bitcoins. You better start trusting Trump, listening to Trump. Trump ain't out to get you. He ain't out to play you. He's just trying to fix the mess that Biden left. Okay? He hasn't ended the war in Ukraine. He didn't start the war in Ukraine. Okay? Didn't start it. He's trying to end it. He's calling these motherfuckers. He's bitching. He's going off. He's trying. There's only so much he can do. He can't force them to stop. What are you going to do? Nuke Russia? When you got two sides that don't want to quit fighting, it's really hard to make them stop without using military force. Well, he should put sanctions. They've already put sanctions on Russia. It didn't work. Biden sanctioned the fuck out of it. It didn't work. You forgot all that? They pulled McDonald's out and all that shit. Remember that? Didn't do a damn thing. It didn't stop them from doing what they wanted to do. So clearly that doesn't fucking work. God forbid we try a new approach. Idiots on Twitter are like, why isn't he doing what Biden did? Because that didn't work. That clearly didn't work. So we're trying a different approach. And it may not work either, but well, goddamn, we can't just keep trying the same shit we was trying. Talking shit to Vladimir Putin and putting sanction on him didn't do a fucking thing. What did it do? War's still going on. Didn't solve nothing. Didn't solve shit. So, try something else. Try a different approach. Hey, what can it hurt? And eventually that war will end. And then what will you say? You'll say, well, he didn't end it fast enough. Keep in mind, last year you were cheering for this war. You thought it was so goddamn great. Never let it end. I argued with so many of you over the last 4 years about this war. And every one of you defended it. And you loved it. And you wanted us to escalate and send troops and all this other shit. Because we have to defend Ukraine. Vladimir Putin is going to take over Europe if we don't do something. All that bullshit. Vladimir Putin can't even take over Ukraine. But he's going to take over the whole world or something. Y'all sound retarded. 1 minute they're saying Vladimir Putin's a weak bitch. He can't even stop Ukraine. He can't even defeat Ukraine. And then in the next breath they go, Vladimir Putin going to take over the world. Come on, man. Give me a break. Give me a break with this bullshit. It's just like the shit today with Elon. All these people jumping on Elon's cock after calling him a Nazi a couple months ago. Make it make sense. I mean, it makes total sense. It's called Trump derangement syndrome. I know what it is, but Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Like, I don't even... How do you do it? How is TDS so bad that you just forget that you called Elon a Nazi and you just join with him? Because you have TDS. Like, I don't have TDS, but it doesn't... What does it feel like to just... I didn't really even hate Biden. Honestly, I kind of like Biden. He was kind of funny in a way, and he, I don't hate Joe Biden. I don't even really blame him for a lot of what happened because I know that he wasn't really the president. He wasn't really doing all this. Other people were doing it. He was a puppet. He was an actual puppet. Like, we hear a lot of that throughout history. This president was a puppet, or this. Joe Biden was a puppet. Joe Biden is the biggest puppet president we've ever had. I mean, you want to talk about being controlled by other people. Joe Biden was controlled by other people. The auto pen shit they were doing. Oh, my God. We don't even know the depths of how bad it is. I mean, I'm telling you, if we knew everything they did with Biden in there, man, a lot of people should probably go to prison over that. Now they won't because this is not a serious country. But if we were a serious country and a serious people, we'd be demanding answers and we'd be demanding trials on that Biden shit. We'd want to know who was running Biden, who was signing these bills, what the fuck was going on. But we're not a serious country. Like a guy like Junie don't care at all about that. Now, if that was Trump, oh, he'd care so much. He'd care so much. But when it's Daddy Joe, no. It's fine. See, they knew Joe Biden was mentally incompetent when he ran for president. They all knew it. And I know they did it. I know they knew it because I debated them and I showed them the clips, and they saw it just like me. But they were so desperate to stop Donald Trump, none of it mattered. They knew Joe Biden would be. I think I got a few of them to admit it. I think I got a few of them to say that, well, it's a team of people. I even think that was in like the New York Times or something where they said, well, you're voting for a team. You're voting for a bunch of people. You're not just voting for Biden. Yeah. So they admitted it. They knew. They like to try to gaslight you and say they didn't know. Trust me, they all knew. They did it to stop Donald Trump. It backfired on them. They may not win another election in your lifetime because of that, because of electing Biden. Like, I don't think you understand just how bad for the Democratic Party electing Joe Biden was. But I think in time you will understand, like, if they lose the midterms and they lose 2028, you're going to realize, like, oh, shit, like, Biden was bad. Biden set that Democratic Party back, way back, and lost them a ton of voters. I mean, 10 million people, where'd they go? Where'd those millions and millions and millions of voters go from 2020 to 2024? Where did all those voters go? They're missing. Now, either it was all rigged and they're fake voters, or you lost millions of voters because of Biden. If I was a liberal, I think I'd rather believe that it was rigged in 2020. I think if you guys really thought about it, you would start to push that narrative because it's a better narrative, because you didn't elect Joe Biden. They put him in there. They with nefarious tactics. And it just makes you all not look as retarded. But if you want to convince us that, no, we voted for him, 81 million of us. Oh, brother. That's not something to be proud of. That's not something you should want people to think actually happened. You should actually want them to think it was rigged and Trump actually won. Because if it wasn't rigged, then 81 million of you voted for Biden, and then 4 years later, millions of people either didn't vote or voted for Trump. And that's not good. And why you all want, that's the narrative you want. You want that to be the truth. That's how it went. You beat him, 81 million voters voted, and then 4 years later, millions of people said fuck the Democrats and voted for Trump or stayed home. And if that's the case, that's not good for the Democrats at all. And you can blame Kamala all you want. A lot of it has to do with Biden and the failure and the economy. Because if Biden was doing a great job, Kamala would have won that election. Quit coping. Quit coping with the bullshit. People were brainwashed by them. No, nobody was brainwashed. The last 4 years were a complete failure. Why did you expect to win, dumbass? This is why lying to yourself is not good. You do not lie to yourself in politics. You have to be brutally honest about politics, or you will lose, retards. You can't cope about this shit. You have to assess the loss and figure out why you lost, which is what I did when Trump lost in 2020. I didn't sit there and cope about it. We did a whole live stream where I went over why Trump lost, why I felt he lost, and what we needed to do to win again. Very simple. Can't be sitting around coping and shit. And everything I said happened. I said Biden would be the president. I said he'd be a complete disaster. He'd fuck everything up. And we'd either get Trump or another Republican. That's exactly what happened. And I remember saying it'll probably be Trump because he's stubborn. He'll run again. Everybody knew Trump was going to run again. You think he was just going to ride off into the sunset defeated? You don't know nothing about Trump. Trump never quits. Study his life. The man never stops. The man has some insane supernatural work ethic or something. It's just insane. He's probably up right now working. I don't even know how much sleep the motherfucker gets. It's insane. The first term, though, he was trying to compromise with Democrats and all this and that. And this term, he just said, fuck it. He's realized they're not going to compromise. You just got to do what you got to do. You've got to win elections. You've got to have the majority. You've got to do it yourself. You cannot compromise with these people. They don't want to. So fuck them. And now that he's took the gloves off and he's just doing his thing, he's killing it. And that should tell you everything you need to know. Don't spend the next 4 years crying about everything the liberals tell you to cry about. You should be past that by now. And have a little faith in Trump. Just because he drops a bomb on some fucking dork doesn't mean he's going to draft you and send you to Iran, you lunatic. I'm not dying for Israel. Remember that faggot shit? I'm not dying for Israel. Nobody asked you to, Sneeko, you goof. Nobody asked you to die for Israel. Will you stop it, dummy? Trump betrayed me. He's trying to make me die for Israel. Where the hell did you get that from? Where the hell you come up with that? The liberals ain't the only one in a fantasy world. The conservative fucking soft MAGA dudes are in a fantasy too. Elon's in a fantasy where he's going to start a third party and take over, and he's going to defeat Trump or something. Man, knock it off, man. Trump's the greatest president of our lifetime. He's more powerful than ever before. More popular and more powerful than he's ever fucking been. He's a force to be reckoned with. Just accept it already. Quit lying to yourself that Trump is some bumbling idiot. He's not. And I'm starting to see some liberals say that, like Bill Maher and shit. Like, they finally realized this guy's not dumb. He's kicking the shit out of us. If he's dumb, then we're dumb as fuck because he's beating us constantly. Stop coping that you're smarter than this guy and be honest with yourself. And then maybe you could defeat the guy. But you can't defeat him fucking bullshitting yourself all day about who he is and what he's going to do and his level of intelligence and all this shit. Well, he's had bankruptcies in it. Yeah, Trump has failed over and over, and he's always came back and found success. That's not something to be ashamed of. That's something to be proud of. You fucking idiot liberal. The fuck is wrong with you? That's not something to see and go, man, what a loser. It's like, man, that motherfucker don't quit. Even when he's down and out, he comes back. That's the guy you want to be the president. You want some pussy ass guy that just gives up when the chips are down. What kind of leader is that? Trump's the real leader. He's got to accept it. And people love the leadership. And if you actually believe that he's like people are turning on Trump, that they don't like him anymore, you are lying to yourself. You need to quit listening to that bullshit. I'm telling you right now. Take it from the guy that was right about the election and told you Trump was going to get more votes than he's ever. I told you all of that was going to happen. I said it'd be a landslide. I said he'd win the swing states. I said he'd have more votes than he's ever got, and I said he'd win the popular vote. Everything happened. Because you're not in touch with reality like I am. You're in a fantasy, and I'm not at all in the fantasy. I just see things the way they are. Donald Trump is more popular than ever. Why? Because he's delivering on his promises. What a concept. What an idea. To run for president, say you're going to do stuff, and then do it. And then you gain and you become more popular. Wow. You know, Donald Trump said he was going to do the largest mass deportation operation in history. And then he starts doing it. And you all say, people don't like that. And then I say, well, he won the popular vote and he ran on that. So what do you mean they don't like it? I know liberals don't like it, but they don't like anything. So what cares? Cares that they don't like something. Smokey, you didn't see the protests in the street? Yeah, liberals are protesting in liberal land. I mean, that happens all the time. What is so special about this? Why? I don't get you people. Like, you say things, and I'm just like, what does that matter? It's like I'm in 2016 or something. Like, it's 2025, bro. Get with the times. If it was 2016 and a bunch of liberals were in the street and you were going, oh man, people don't like Trump, I'd say, yeah, I guess they don't, huh? But come on, man. 8 years later, you ain't wised up at all. You still a dumb nitwit. If Trump cured cancer tomorrow, they would be protesting in the street saying he's putting cancer doctors out of work or something. Will somebody think of the cancer doctor? Trump just destroyed an entire industry and put thousands out of work. Ugh. Horrible. Who is he to cure cancer? Remember, Biden Biden said he would cure cancer and he lied. Remember that? What a piece of shit. Anyway, I'm going to bed. I wish you well, Tony. And trust me, you care. Good night.